number 2. I hope that doesn't like fuck up the
You just cuss when it's live.
No, I don't think we're live yet. We're not live
yet. Yes, we are. Yeah. It's live. It's in the corner, and you said a cuss word right away. Is it gonna get deleted or what?
I'm gonna have to edit that out immediately.
Yeah, we can't cuss for 5 minutes.
Yeah, approximately. Anyway, we're live, gentlemen. Welcome to We Are Rizin podcast. Host Andrew Benjamin here. I'm joined by very returning guest from yesterday, and a new guest. First off, we got the returning man who loves the superior rule sets, JayWolf.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Hey, thanks for having me back on here, Drew. This is an absolute pleasure to talk to you again about these epic summer blockbuster collaboration mega event with Epic Rise. And I love talking about it with you guys. It just makes my enjoyment of these events just that much better. And I love talking to the fans about it. So thank you again for having me on.
You've been doing quite the tour. You've been on TV show. Well, that's kind of your show as well.
Oh, appreciate that.
You did Focus Fights. Really? You're on yesterday. You're on now. When are you going to start charging for your appearances?
Never. I love this. This is more than money. This is the superior rule set. This is what, thank you for the super kind tweets that you tweeted about me saying how, you guys love me and how I talk about the superior rule set. Well, I love you guys. And it wouldn't be the superior rule set without you guys. And I just really appreciate, even making that a thing. It wouldn't be as cool without you guys, talking about it and calling it superior rule set, all the lingo that I make, like the, a striker's delight, all that good stuff. It wouldn't be as cool without you guys, using it and saying it yourself. And now that it's canon now with the actual Epic Rizin promotion itself, tweeting out the superior rule set. I mean, dude, it just doesn't get any better. It's just so much fun. And you're right. I do. I love it. I love the superior rule set. It's okay. Of course, superior rule set is prize.
Thank you, JJ. We know you love it, but hold on. I want to give our other guests a moment to talk.
Okay, yeah.
Tsar Boris from the Rizin Discord. How are you doing, sir? Thank you for joining. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I'm doing good. Sorry about this. I think I'm having a little technical difficulties right now. I'm gonna join back in. Be right back.
Okay. Well, I guess in that case, JayWolf could continue talking.
Okay. Yes. Well, here I'll continue with talking about the superior rule set that I love so much because you tweeted about that and featured me in the tweet so prominently. So once again, thank you very much for that, Drew, and the We Are Rizin podcast Twitter account. Really, really appreciate that. The superior rule set, of course, is the Almighty Pride FC rules, which of course is soccer kicks, stomps, grounded knees, all that lovely stuff from the Almighty Pride FC. And then now the Epic Rizin has also added 12 to 6 elbows. That's right. 12 to 6 elbows are legal in the Epic Rizin Fighting Federation. Also, along with full suplex slams that are outlawed in one championship, legal in the Epic Rizin Fighting Federation, and grounded up kicks. Like we saw, Anderson Silva, very famous up kick knockout of Yushin Okami that was not allowed, called a no contest. That kind of up kick knockout is 100% legal in the Epic Rizin superior rule set. So you can see why I call it the superior rule set, because it is superior to the UFC pussified rule set and all the quote unquote unified rules that I call the pussified rules. The Epic Rizin superior rule set is so far superior to them. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I'm sorry to be a dick, but technically, unfortunately, this show won't have unified rules.
Yeah, Jay, we will not have.
Hey, it's your
fault. If they're not legal, they could happen, but they're not legal.
Yeah.
Well, just for this Bellator portion, it won't. But on the Rizin portion afterwards, it will absolutely be full superior rule set action, which is going to be awesome. So
yeah, soccer case galore.
But Tsar Boris, how are you doing?
Sorry about that, guys. I had some issues with Zoom. It wouldn't show me the screen, and it was crackling the audio. But I think I'm good now. I'm Tsar Boris. I'm from the We Are Rizin Discord, aka location the Hater Building NYC. I mean, that's like if you join We Are Rizin, that is the Hater Building. But no,
unabashedly so.
Yeah,
yes. We love Rizin so much we hate it.
That's you guys just trolling, having a good time trolling.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of trolling.
We do a little bit of trolling.
Yeah, no, but So thanks for letting me on. I just got off with JayWolf on Jay Krish's review of the Bellator thing. I didn't make it in time with Teep, so I just thought, you know what, I'll make up for it by doing it with you guys on the Bellator side. So
Yeah, no problem, no problem. And, hopefully we'll get to have you on again, all that stuff. I guess just JayWolf, I know can talk about this forever, but I want to give you an opportunity to speak. Tell us what what do you think about overall Bellator X Rizin, Super Rizin 2?
Okay, well,
whatever.
Let's get the obvious out the way. The Rizin part is going to be better. We all know that. So, but I am excited for the Horiguchi title fight. I really am. I think that's going to be a good fight. Two Japanese fighters showing Nippon excellency in an American promotion. Nothing better. And I think it'll be a good showcase for Bellator. Honestly, so. What is left of Bellator in 6 months? They might be divided and conquered like Rome was. This people just taking taking meat off the carcass. One FC might get something, PFL might get some, UFC might get some, Rizin might get left with the scraps. We never know.
So I mean, JayWolf, I didn't really have any time to download graphics, so I'm gonna screen share anything that I possibly can. I will say though, I'm still annoyed that that Tapology has them listed as 2 separate events.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Tapology people instead.
Tapology also doesn't have the full GLEAT MMA Sumo Hall show.
Yes, how fuck is it? Yeah, it's close enough. But how fucking dare they? How fucking dare they that they not pay attention to the awesomeness that is GLEAT MMA? Which obviously when Bellator goes out of business, that'll be Rizin's #1 partner, hopefully.
No, hold on.
Oh, you mean Bellator? Teep put forth a new rumor now.
Before they go out of business, do you think they will debut at Cork and Hall before that's their last show?
What, Bellator? I don't listen. If Bellator does not deserve Kirk and Hall, much less it does. The most it deserves is Shinjuku face. I'm sorry. I still was laughing after we went off air when
that was me who said that.
That was you who said it. Oh shit, yeah. That was so funny when Bellator and Kirk and Hall. Because here's the thing, because I could see Bellator doing Kirk and Hall because I can see them, but it's also like they're too Kirk and Hall is too good for them. I know that's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, they had the first GLEAT MMA show there. I mean, that's a prestigious venue for MMA. Like that's a real prestigious venue. Like,
I do want to yeah. So I just want to also shout JayWolf, you did Chris's Focus Fights show, my co-host.
Yeah, we just did that.
Oh yeah, that'll be hopefully available this week.
Yeah.
And hopefully we won't repeat things. We'll try to change up the conversation here as best as we can. Sorry, I'm still uploading, getting up the thing because Tapology is annoying.
Tapology asked for.
Hey, but you guys put forth an exciting new rumor that's happening because of Teep to the Junk is put forth a theory that since it's looking like there's being cold water thrown on the PFL buyout and possibly so Bellator could just be getting investors instead of bought out. And Teep was theorizing one of the investors could be the Epic Rizin Fighting Federation itself. And imagine a merger.
Oh my God!
With Bellator, then their #2 roster, and the Epic Rizin Fighting Federation, the superior rules set.
I actually think I don't know if the PFL merger will happen, but I think it's getting sold. Like Paramount is broke. Like they're fucking broke. So, and Bellator is obviously not making UFC money, and I think they legitimately thought like when they bought Bellator that this could be the next UFC.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Sorry, but I can tell you why. Well, when did Paramount? I'm trying to remember. When did they buy them? Was it 2018?
Yes.
Okay, it was 2018. And then they were put on this. They were first on the Spike TV or whatever it was called at the time, or whatever.
Spike TV, you mean?
Yeah, Spike TV.
Rizin's on Fight right now.
Its ratings were awful. And then they could put on the CBS Sports channel. Was that the CBS Sports channel?
I think it was CBS All Access, which was
No,
Paramount.
first is the Zone. No, was it the Zone?
Oh yeah, the legendary Zone. The legend.
I forgot which one came after, the Zone or was it CBS? I think it was the
CBS
Zone.
just happened this year at Bellator 290 for Fader
No,
Emelianenko.
no.
Greatest fight of all
CB
time,
Sports.
retirement ceremony.
CBS Sports.
Yeah, CBS.
Oh,
Sports,
CBS Sports app was after the Zone. Yeah.
What is it? And so I can definitely tell you the reason why Bellator is probably still in existence, and this is my theory, and I'm 100% gonna believe that 100% is that because of the pandemic, because all these companies needed some sort of content, and Bellator happened to be a sports property that Paramount owned.
You know what? That's a good point. We will see what happens with Bellator, especially with this strike. MMA don't got no unions or nothing, so like they can just throw fucking cards on the shit. Just like hell, if they run out of content, they can actually show Bellator on CBS all week if they want.
Yeah, so actually that's a good point. You know, the strike coming up, or the strike going on, I should say, and this might be Bellator's. It might actually help them. It really might help them. It'll either get them a higher price potentially, or may even result in them having an extension with Showtime potentially.
Yeah. I mean that it doesn't just apply to MMA, but you know, businesses like MMA, pro wrestling, sports in general, that's just booming right now. Because like they're literally in 6 months, if this goes on, there's gonna be nothing on TV. All you gotta watch is the Real Housewives and AEW, Raw, or motherfucking UFC. That's all you gonna watch. Like that's all that's gonna be available.
And MLW.
And MLW.
But our good friend Babu Jack the second is in the chat. He says Bellator Live.
Shout out to Babu Jack, the kick god. You know,
he says Bellator Live at the burial ground of Differ Ariake. Knowing Bellator, they probably would go to Differ Ariake, not realizing that it's actually not around anymore.
That's Ariake Coliseum now, and that's actually a really good stadium right here. So,
what are you guys gonna do if they actually merge Bellator and the Epic Rizin, like Teep is saying? What if that comes to fruition?
I'll pass that to you while I get my water. Hold on.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a question, JayWolf. What happens if instead of that happening, the Thai sponsored military junta company 1FC buys Bellator?
Oh, that's then great for one championship. We get to see all those Bellator elites under, partial superior rule set, where at least get grounded knees. So, and then that'd make one a new power player in the game, definitely top 5 organization up in there, probably in the top.
Would it be enough for 1FC to actually run a show in Japan?
Yeah, of course. Bellator has the number 2 roster right now. They have some, even the freaking UFC media shields can't deny the talent on Bellator's roster right now. They're even admitting the Bellator champions would with their counterparts in the UFC would be able to compete. No problem, possibly win.
Okay, JayWolf, though. Gotta ask you a question. I kind of want to see Bellator just fold just to see the Dana White brand.
Well, hey, it might be happening. You saw MVP was at.
I know how much we all hate Dana White, but you can't deny that would be a legendary moment. With the moment that would happen,
that'd
right
be
after
terrible.
a UFC pay-per-view.
That'd be devastating to people like me. I mean, can you imagine Dingleberry Dana holding up that stupid cemetery thing again?
The headstone.
Oh God, with the Bellator logo on it, that'd be just like Dingleberry Dana. How annoying would that be? But hey, you saw MVP was at the UFC event this weekend, so maybe they're buying up some of the contracts right now. I mean, who knows what's going on? I mean, we're going to find out in the next couple months, probably in September is when I'm guessing, at the Bellator Dublin show for that's September.
Wait a minute, you said something interesting, Jay. Where the guy who's like best friends with Tyson Fury, who's on that Irish mobster, right? What he buys Bellator because they love running Ireland.
Actually, I did suggest what about Connor buying Bellator?
Yeah, he did. That's right.
Connor,
he could. I know it's laughable, but they literally every Irish card. If you look through all the fights, it's like if there's 20 fights,
Connor's friends.
It's all SPG people.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna make a comparison to that if that happens. Do you know what happened? I don't know if you guys pay attention to football, but you know what happened when Antonio Brown bought that flag football team, or not the indoor football league team? That would be what would happen to Bellator. It would be so bad. Like it would just run itself into the ground.
Well, I guess we're gonna see what happens. I'm still thinking. I'm loving that there's been cold water thrown on the PFL buyout because I did not want to see that happen. Because can you imagine all those
cage denier?
No, well, no, not that. PFL does not allow elbows. Okay, and can you imagine all those elite fighters that Bellator has not being allowed to throw elbows anymore? That'd be a nightmare. That'd be terrible.
No.
That'd be the worst.
No.
Yeah, my God. Yeah,
No, but
terrible.
Yeah, but whatever happens to Bellator, it's going to be
handle no elbows. Anyway. No elbows. That's why I call it Puss FL with no elbows. Puss F, no elbows. That's what they are.
But they have Wiz Khalifa though.
Yeah.
Wiz Khalifa and the smart cage.
They had Kurt Angle as a judge.
Oh my God, they have Perk Angle. It's over for you. They have Perk Angle. It's over.
Yep. Sorry, JayWolf.
It's over.
Checkmate, atheist.
Yeah, checkmate.
You're only supposed to say that when you prove a religious something religious. So like Christ is Lord or something. Checkmate, atheist. We're in the year 2020, Anno Domini. Checkmate, atheist. With your BCE crap. It's Anno Domini till the end of time, buddy.
Anyway, gentlemen, sorry I have to.
Oh, what is this?
Yeah, no problem. We're on Tapology.
Yes, we're on the always unreliable Tapology. With the 5-fight card that Bellator is presenting for this Bellator X Rizin. I refuse to call it Bellator versus Rizin. Sorry, JayWolf.
Bellator times Rizin. Remember, that's a time symbol. Unless you're going to be seeing a lot more X now that Elon Musk is changing Twitter into X. We're going to be posting on X instead of tweeting.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, X posting.
X posted. Just don't search X videos, whatever you do.
No, or triple X video or X hamster.
Yeah, don't do that.
So JayWolf, I know you are the Bellator expert along with being a PFL historian. So what would be the first fight of Bellator ruining my night will be a rematch. Apparently, I did not know that these two fought already. Andrei Koreshkov and Lorenz Larkin, who I am a fan of. I'm a fan of Larkin, and I was there when Koreshkov broke that guy's rib with a spinning back kick. Remember that?
Absolutely. Koreshkov is a fantastic striker.
I was there. I was in the press room. And I just saw on the TV. I wasn't there like in the arena. But I didn't see this fight. I didn't see their first fight. Was their first fight good?
Yes, it was good. Strikers Delight just did not have a finish in it, and hopefully this time
split decision.
Yeah,
that worries me. That worries me.
No, it was a good Strikers Delight, back and forth, and just they picked one or the other, and that's why they're having a rematch right now. It's going to be another Strikers Delight. Hopefully, we get a finish this time, a definitive, definitive winner at the very least, and we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. I mean, Koreshkov, amazing striker, former champion, and of course Lorenz Larkin. Everybody knows Lorenz Larkin. Former UFC fighter, title challenger, all that good stuff. And now he's coming off of a KO of the Year candidate at Bellator 290, the CBS event in Los Angeles. The great Fedor Emelianenko.
Oh yeah, he was on the Fedor. I remember him from the Fedor.
Yep. Yeah, it was on the prelims, one of the featured prelims. Knocked out Berkimov.
Oh, so you're saying this man went from the damn prelims to the main card on a big event? Oh man.
Well, yeah. He had a knockout of the year candidate against Berkimov.
I'm just trolling Jay. Oh, but I'm not too familiar with Russian fighters. I really don't follow many of them after Fedor retired. Like I really. Other than the Dagestani dudes, like those dudes are monsters. But
well, we got a couple good Russian fighters on this card.
You're a good salesman. Sell me and Tsar this fight, Lorenz Larkin versus Andrei Koreshkov.
Easy.
What should we look forward to? What should we look forward to in this match? I mean, I know Larkin, but Koreshkov, I'm only kind of slightly familiar with.
Well, you just said what it Drew. Koreshkov is coming off of a spinning back kick, rib breaking finish. Okay, where he did a spinning back kick that broke the guy's ribs and finished him. Lorenz Larkin is coming off of a knockout of the year candidate, standing elbow knockout, where the guy, his opponent Bergamov, did a flare flop face plant. It was so freaking awesome. Both these guys are coming off of highlight reel knockouts. Okay, they're both exciting strikers, both excellent high-level fighters of this weight class. One a former champion, one a former UFC title challenger. I mean, it's an elite striking matchup. And the first fight was really good, close fight. It went to split decision, so there wasn't really like a clear winner. And now they're running it back. It's going to be just a continuation that strikers delight. Hopefully this time we get a definitive winner, possibly the clear finish. That'd be fantastic. Can one of these fighters continue their knockout win streak that's happening right now? I mean, and also since MVP is possibly signing with the UFC, the winner of this fight right here between Koreshkov and Larkin could be putting themselves in line for the next title shot coming up. So, I mean, there's a lot to look forward to in this matchup.
JayWolf, who's the champion again? I forgot. Please remind me. Is it Storley or am I wrong?
170 pounds?
Yeah.
Yaroslav Amosov. Remember, the Ukrainian badass fighter.
Okay, so you're saying that we definitely want Koreshkov to win.
Oh, yeah, we did. that okay, so I definitely made up my mind now. I want to see this Koreshkov guy win so he can get his ass knocked out by the Ukrainian guy.
Well, hey, that could very well happen because the Ukrainian fighter, the champion right now, Amosov, is an incredible athlete. Just showed in his most recent bout that he has really, I mean, he improved his striking to where now, before I thought he was just like a GSP style wrestling grappler type of guy and just take him down and dominate. Just no one could mess with him. But now he added an excellent striking game that just, I mean, now he's like the
Has he been training with Igor Volchanchin?
That would be fantastic. I do not know. I know Igor Volchanchin is my I have him as the most underrated MMA fighter of all time, is Igor Volchanchin, because he just, I mean, if his prime had just come a couple years later, he would have been a star even more than he was in the Almighty Pride FC. He'd be like a superstar on the level of like Crow Cop and Fader and all of them. I mean, that's how good Volchanchin was. Ice cold Volchanchin. And Amosov is the best Ukrainian fighter since Volchanchin by far. Absolutely 100%.
Sorry, Jay. Sorry, just bring it back. Do you have a prediction for this fight?
Yes, I am predicting that Lorenz Larkin is going to get it done because I just think that he, I mean, I think he wants to get that shot at the Bellator championship, and Koreshkov's been there before. I think he's more fighting for but you never know. Look, I mean, this is going to be in Japan. They could be bringing a whole different, Koreshkov could be, he's like, hey, this is where Fedor Emelianenko, one of my mentors, and Storm Shlemenko also, that's where Koreshkov is from, Alexander Storm Shlemenko's camp. And everybody, loves Storm Shlemenko as well, another great Russian fighter. And he could be coming in there wanting to really put on a show for the Japanese audience, because the Japanese audience, of course, is one of the meccas of mixed martial arts, and where arguably the greatest fighter of all time, Fedor Emelianenko, was beloved here in Japan. So, Koreshkov could be wanting to follow in the footsteps. But of course, Lorenz Larkin also could be thinking the same thing, going, hey, I really want to put on a show for this, the Japanese audience, break into this new market, like the Almighty Pride FC veterans.
So, JayWolf, I'm sorry I have to bring this up, though. Apparently, yes. Koreshkov lost to Ben Askren by punches. TKO.
Oh, it's over then.
Okay, yeah, it's the Discord tagline. It's over. Yeah, if he loses by punches,
early in his career. That was early in his career.
Yeah, but you lost to Ben Askren from punches, though. Even with Ben Askren, I'm gonna be honest with you. I always thought Ben Askren was a bum. So let's keep it clear. But even when he was winning,
he's one of the best wrestlers in the game, bro.
Did you see that? Did you see that flying knee knockout?
Yeah, one of the best knockouts in history. You're talking about the Jorge Masvidal game bread knockout. Yeah. Flying knockout I like to use to justify whenever they try to say that soccer kicks or stomps or 12-6 elbows are too dangerous, too much power on those. Then you go, oh yeah? Well, why don't you look at one of the greatest knockouts in history, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal versus Ben Askren.
I just want to say that even when Ben Askren was winning in ONE FC, which is okay, all right. We got you. I still think losing to him by punches is super embarrassing. Like
but it wasn't. That's not how it went. Like if you saw that fight, he was smothering Koreshkov and really taught him how to wrestle, and really taught him a lesson of wrestling in that fight. Because afterwards, Koreshkov really worked on his wrestling, really worked on his grappling, and came back really stronger. That's how I was able, because I was really young in his career, and then he came back from that and was able to achieve the championship in Bellator after that. A large part thanks to that Ben Askren. I called him. Oh my
yeah,
goodness. Terrible.
That's a great
that
name.
Was 100%. That was 100% accent on there. Sorry, Ben Askren.
Ben Askren. We're calling him that from now on. Right, Andrew? If we ever bring up Ben Askren, we'll call him
I'm fine with that. Also, JayWolf, I don't know if you know this, but Koreshkov and Larkin both have a 6 degrees of separation opponent with Lorenz Larkin. Koreshkov. I mean, excuse me, Douglas Lima. Apparently Douglas Lima, Lorenz Larkin, Douglas Lima beat him twice, beat Koreshkov twice, apparently.
Yeah, in Lima's prime. That was Lima's prime, one of his best wins.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. Koreshkov is 1-2 against Lima, but Lima finished him both times, and then Larkin lost to Lima. So does that change up any potential thing in your prediction?
No, maybe makes it a little bit closer and like a 50-50 fight, but at the same time, I don't know. I just think that for some reason it feels like Larkin is hungrier at this moment to get another shot at the title. But who knows if the
he also has these weird layoffs. He has these weird layoffs. He'll like not fight for like 2. Remember during like remember he fought at the Bellator versus Rizin show back in 2019, and then he didn't fight for another 3 years. I think it was. I think
Larkin.
Yeah, didn't he? Or he fought last year?
Has he been doing that recently? Because like that's gonna influence my pick. If he's been doing that recently, then I got the Russian guy.
No, he's coming off a knockout of the year candidate, Tsar, and in January, Bellator 290, Fedor Emelianenko's retirement ceremony, greatest fighter of all time's retirement ceremony on CBS. That Larkin was on the prelims of that in LA and had that knockout of the year candidate. Absolutely.
Jay, weren't you there?
I sure was. I had the shittiest angle of this knockout.
Didn't you meet Vara?
Yes, I did. It was fantastic. One of the highlights of the night, if not the highlight of the night, meeting Bara Goat, or as I like to call him, Sakaki Bara-san, and Shingo-san, his assistant. And it was a pleasure meeting them. And in our conversation, I'm hoping that they open up an LA office, and I would love to work for them in an LA office here. And I think that'd be their English Twitter account actually. Well, could you? I mean, they're not tweeting out enough Fight TV stuff. Their links.
Honestly, JayWolf, you should be a part of the Bellator and Combate Global.
No. I told JayWolf this. He needs to learn Spanish. He could be one of the commentators on Univision.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even watch that shit, but I can imagine that it's really bad. So you could probably do better.
We have an interesting question. I want to hear from both of you if you have an answer to this. So I'll start with you, JayWolf. This is from Richie F, who is always leaving nice comments in the videos. And I think it's his first question during a live show. He wants to know if Bellator dissolves, which 5 fighters would you like Rizin to secure from the roster?
Oh, what a fantastic question. Love this question. And I will, of course, Vadim Nemkov, arguably the best light heavyweight in the planet right now. It's him and Jiri Prochazka are 1A, 1B, clearly. And then, that's one, Patricio Pitbull of the Bellator GOAT at featherweight. And, knocked out Michael Chandler, UFC superstar Michael Chandler. That's 2. Who else? I mean, of course, I don't want to pick Horiguchi in them because that's. I mean, I already consider him, halfway still a Rizin fighter now, but I'm sure that they would pick him as well as one of them. Let's see who else would be awesome. There's so many fantastic fighters. I mean, Johnny Eblen is another one. So that's 4 right there. I got. And let's see, for 5, man, there's so many freaking good ones, especially at the lighter weight division.
Archuleta?
No, he already is there. He's already there.
He's still
Not
on
yet
Bellator.
officially. Not
He's
yet
not there
officially.
officially, so he could say.
Well, he will be. He will be. So
Right.
I think for the question that Richie F is asking.
Yeah, you got two more. By the way, you got three. So, sorry. Go ahead, JayWolf.
Oh, okay. So which did I pick? I picked Vadim Nemkov, Patricio Pitbull, and Johnny Eblin. And let's see who. I need two more.
You said Patricio. Did you say Patricio as well?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Patricio.
Okay, so you got one more.
Not Patricio. Not Patricio, but Patricio again. Patricio Pitbull, the featherweight, the pound for pound great, arguably the GOAT of Bellator. And then for my other ones, man, so many fantastic ones. Gosh, do I have to do just champions, or can I pick anybody? Like, I mean, obviously
you pick anybody, JayWolf. That he just said anybody.
Okay, well, I mean, probably the answer he's looking for is probably some of the other champions as well. But I also, if they're going to get Nemkov, how about I would like them to bring over, a couple more of the light heavyweights. Like, I mean, well, Romero's kind of old now, but imagine Romero under, superior rules, Pride rules. Imagine a Pride rules Romero. How awesome would that be? Or like even Corey Anderson. Take a wrestler like Corey Anderson and give him grounded knees and see what could happen with him. You know what I mean? And ground knees. And that way, there could be some legit contenders for Nemkov to fight over in Rizin. But
sorry, Jay. I'm gonna go Tsar now. Tsar, you have five.
All right. So I'm gonna say Eblin. Do we count Horiguchi as a Bellator fighter or no?
Yes.
No. Yeah. It's like I did the same thing.
No,
it's
he's a Bellator fighter.
Okay. Horiguchi, Patricio, Nemkov.
You're picking all of JayWolf's.
There's some other champions available.
He didn't say Horiguchi.
I said he didn't count because he was technically, he's technically both basically.
AJ McKee.
There you go. That's a good one.
And guess what? That was gonna be my first person to say AJ McKee. 145, 155. He would fit right in there. JayWolf, I love all of your upper weight class, but those are dead in Rizin. I'm sorry to say. I have to.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Also for the lighter weights, how about Usman Nurmagomedov and all these 155-pound Grand Prix fighters that are amazing? Like you already said, AJ McKee.
JayWolf, you got your chance. You got your chance. You said you wanted Nemkov and Evelyn. So yeah, I agree. AJ McKee. I would say Sergio Pettis.
I should have said Sergio. I forgot
because 130. He could be 135 if they do develop 125. Maybe he would go back down. I'm not so sure, but at least it's possible that he could.
That's what we're theorizing, Drew. We're theorizing that if Patchy Mix can beat Sergio Pettis.
Oh, great! That's a great Patchy Mix. I would love to see because he's ready.
Patchy be a great addition.
Yeah, because he could do 135. I'm sure. Like if you wanted to go to 145.
Hold on, I thought I said Ricky Banderas there for a second. So I was like, I was like the wrestler Ricky Banderas.
I got three. Let's see. I would say MVP, but he's technically a free agent, so he doesn't count.
He's going to UFC.
Yeah. I'm trying to think
about Amasov. Pick Amasov, the welterweight champion.
No.
He could be this generation's Igor Ice Cold Vovchanchkin over there.
I'm trying to think of a heavyweight because I think they would at least try to scoop up one heavyweight. I'm going through.
Who's their heavyweight champ in Bellator right now?
Ryan Bader right now. Or wait, no.
Do you think Bellator would pay for Ryan Bader?
Wait, Rizin?
I mean Rizin. My bad.
No.
Rizin.
I would hope not. No.
Hey, they got to save money for Floyd Mayweather, right, Drew?
Apparently.
You know what's going?
Like who?
They gotta save money for that Buka Pacquiao too.
I'm so glad they're not involved with that. I'm really so glad.
I'm surprised they aren't involved with that, Andrew. I thought when I heard Pacquiao Buka, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be a Rizin fucking exhibition match, isn't it? I was like, oh, it's not.
Drew, they do have some excellent heavyweights for guys like Sudario and Taka Kenshin.
Well, yeah,
as well.
I'm trying to think of like one heavyweight. At least want to get one heavyweight in there.
Well, look, remember Moldovsky already fought for Rizin.
This is the state of the Bellator heavyweights. Andrew's gonna.
This is yeah. Bellator, like their heavyweight division is probably legitimately like their worst division.
I know,
like
it's the only
okay,
one.
You know, I want to get one woman.
5 pounds on down is the ones that are comparable to UFC.
I'll say this. Kana Watanabe, because if they got Kana Watanabe, because then they can start refocusing back on 125. Because one point, remember, Rise's 125 division was like very good. Remember, they had Polish Lara Croft, they had the girl what was her name from Gilbert Melendez's camp, Shinju Leclerc. They had a lot of they were getting a lot of them, and then seemingly kind of left. They just like. We're like, nope, we don't care about this division anymore.
How about strawweight? Women's straw 115 pounds.
There's nobody in strawweight, and I think Rizin would be dumb to Bellator doesn't even have strawweight. Does Bellator even have strawweight?
Yes, they have a strawweight fight happening on the Bellator Dublin card. And it's very interesting that Scotty Cokes also said that he's looking into opening up that division as well, in addition to men's flyweight. So I was telling Teep and Santiago that, hey, you know, since we're going to be doing hopefully a joint flyweight Grand Prix, hopefully they can do something with the women's strawweights as well, because you got a lot of fighters.
I got this. How about this? I would re-sign Tofik. I would bring back Tofik.
Oh, there you go. They're going to do that anyways, though. They got big plans in Azerbaijan. Bet you $100 he's already signed back with them.
We'll wait to see if that happens. Okay, listen. There's a lot of things that Rizin says and doesn't happen. So.
I will say if God, I'm so bad with names. Damn. The guy who's facing Mikaru in the main event for the Rizin
Vugar
Karamov. Yeah, I'm so bad with names. No disrespect to Karamov.
We're live. That's why we're live. Don't get tripped.
If he wins the championship,
wins.
I think it's way more likely that they actually have that show in Azerbaijan.
Yeah, let's put it that way. If Vugar wins, then we can start talking about potential
I told JayWolf this. If he wins, if both the Azerbaijani guys win on the Rizin card, especially if Vugar wins in the championship, he's gonna go in front of the president of Azerbaijan and show that belt. Like, because there's nothing else for Azerbaijan to show off right now.
Mm-hmm. We got a question from. So sorry, gentlemen. We have a question from the following Tsar. He wants to know: would you mind if Rizin got the Saudi investment money, or if that isn't a choice, you hope, or do you hope that that's a hope? Do you hope that that's a choice that Rizin doesn't have to make? So I guess JayWolf.
Okay, so.
Oh, sorry. Go, would you care if Rizin got Saudi dirty, shitty money, or no?
No, because everybody's got it now. So it's like a thing of like, who cares at this point? Like WWE got it. All those soccer clubs in Europe got it.
UFC had Saudi
golf.
UFC.
Fucking golf is also has.
They have their own golf league.
Hold
on. They have their own golf league that just merged with the PGA. So it's like, you're not gonna stop this. So it's like, I can't even be mad at it at this point. Like literally, like it's. Also, there's like this weird distinction between Dubai money and Saudi money when there's like really that very little difference.
No, there isn't a difference. I wouldn't care. Yeah, I think you said it best. I at this point, now it's one thing if they start catering to Saudis.
If they start catering, that's a different thing. But like the whole boxing industry is controlled by the Saudis at this point. Look at this fucking fight they're doing with Fury and Ngannou. Like that's a Saudi run show. Like that's only happening because some Saudi money mark put money down for that.
Listen, maybe there's, if I might take a vacation to Qatar one day. I'll try to find if any like Saudi like prince is like a fan of Superior Rules for you, JayWolf.
Yes, please do. Hey, Drew, last night on the Rio Rizin podcast, I revealed some of my plans to build our own promotion. You were saying, how do I come up with all these like names and lingo and stuff? And I told you I was a creator.
That's actually a pretty good question, but I don't think it's likely at this point. But you know what would be a great option for them? If they want some Middle East oil money, ask the Emir who runs doesn't one of the Emirs in Abu Dhabi run the Abu Dhabi combat Abu Dhabi with that.
The ADCC, yes.
The ADCC, yeah.
Yes.
Like, why not ask him for investments? He definitely likes martial arts.
Absolutely. And, there's a rumor that the Bellator buyout supposedly is actually just going to be an investment from people like the Saudis and stuff like that. So, but Drew, on the Rizin podcast, you were saying about how, I was telling you, come up with this lingo stuff, being a content creator. My plan is to sell some of these movie synopses enough, make enough money to start our own promotion. And then we can be the ones to bring the superior rule set to the U.S.
Andrew,
this sounds like a timeshare crypto scheme.
Andrew, you know what's more likely to happen is Barra invents something called Rizin coin or whatever. It's just like a big crypto.
Barra coin. It's his NFT.
He's gonna be like the old owner of All Japan and just get caught up in a crypto grift or whatever. I don't know. Or you know what it would be Mikaru coin or
that actually be cool. But to answer the question, no, I don't have a problem with the Saudi money. Everybody else is using Saudi money. Why not cash in and heck, I would, like I was telling Drew, if he goes to Qatar and find out there's somebody, it'd be nice to find out there's investors over there interested, so we can start our own promotion. That's like the end goal. I would definitely not mind. I mean, since everybody else is doing it, why not? If it's a means to an end, and then you could eventually buy them out, and after you've used them to help get your promotion started and stuff, and maybe use them for influx of money.
I worry though if the minute Sakakibara gets any sort of Saudi money, Dubai money, whatever money,
it's going to Mayweather.
Yes, that's why I worry.
That is 100%. Like they would. Didn't that fucking ridiculous fight on the Burj Khalifa happen because some money mark in Dubai said, I want Floyd Mayweather to fight on top of this huge ass building.
Yes, exactly. And then in the same country, that's where Cozy, right? Is that where Cozy fought?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So yeah.
They be doing some bullshit in the Gulf states. They be spending some bullshit money for ridiculous shit.
Anyway, JayWolf, we're gonna move on to the next fight, and you can tell us more about this. Danny Sabatello take Magomedov.
Yes,
one from Chicago, a loudmouth Italian, Guido, and a Dagestani. Sorry. Yeah.
I gotta ask a question. Will this be better than the John Gotti versus Floyd Mayweather fight?
JayWolf, that's all on you.
Wait, Tsar, say it again.
Will this be better than the John Gotti III versus Floyd Mayweather fight?
Of course. These are two of the that bantamweight Grand Prix that just concluded. These were two of the fighters in that Grand Prix that went to the semifinals.
Okay, but JayWolf, I have a serious question. Will Bellator hire John?
I don't know. But look,
I put Rizin as at a higher chance of
they would love John Guy III. He would go great. He could come out with a mobster gimmick. They would love him.
Well, look, it should match him against Donnie Salvatello because Salvatello's not gimmick, but I guess it is gimmick. But anyways, his kayfabe thing is he's the Italian gangster, and he cusses a bunch and he does a great hype jobs on the mic, talking trash to his opponents. It's hilarious, and he was one of the top fighters in the bantamweight Grand Prix that just happened, lost in the semifinals. Same with Tiger Magomedov, another excellent bantamweight fighter. This is going to be an absolute barn burner could be a grappler's delight, or because Sabatello has shown really like excellent. His wrestling ability is incredible. He would have beat Rupion Stotts if he had just learned to throw more strikes with his wrestling. Okay, because he was out positioning Rupion in that fight, but Rupion just was the one that landed the more strikes. Same with Tiger Magomedov. He was an incredible fighter, just barely lost recently, and to Patchy Mix choked him out. But Patchy Mix is an incredible fighter in and of itself. And that was just. Look, this is going to be an incredible matchup. I'm really happy because if Donnie Salvatello wins, he's gonna get on the mic, and the Japanese audience is really gonna. I don't know if because they love how Ren Hiramoto, how he always goes on there, he always flips off the camera and has an FU attitude and stuff, and the Japanese fans just love it. Well, that's like that's Danny Sabatello's whole persona, his whole Italian gangster persona, and so if he wins, the Japanese fans are just gonna love his gangster persona, getting on the mic, being all foul mouth, talking trash, calling out his next opponent. Probably wants to he's gonna want to call it the title, get a title shot. But if Magomedov wins, Tiger Magomedov, very very complete fighter at 135 pounds, Russian fighter, and it'd be that'd be another one. It'd be great to have in the mix in Rizin to test, because that's bantamweight is one of Rizin's premier divisions. So I mean, both these guys are just excellent fighters. Their grappling is world class. Magomedov probably has better striking, but Sabatello has shown he has growth. So I mean, maybe he could. It's a shame that it's not under the superior rule set with Pride rules, because it would be nice to see Sabatello, a wrestler, GSP style wrestler,
or ring,
be able to use grounded knees. So
or ring. It's a dirty,
we need to
cage.
ring. Yeah, I cannot believe that Bellator made Rizin say, "Hey, you have to put down this cage. Like, we can't fight in the ring." Like that. If I was
and
Bar,
under our rules with our judges.
If I was Bar, I was like, I would have told him, "Fuck off! You're in Japan right now."
So here's the other thing as well. Since this is under unified rules, I'm sorry to interrupt, Tsar. This is something that I don't think anybody realized. So how normally under Japanese rules, if you miss weight, the fight is a no contest. If the winner, guess what? That won't count for these fights in Bellator if they're running under unified rules. Trash. So you have 5 fights. Let's just say if all 5 fighters, one of the fighters in each of those 5 fights doesn't make weight and they win. Yeah, 5 no contest. I mean, you have 5 winners who didn't make weight.
I hate that. I hate that about unified rules. That's so bad. I hate it.
So yeah, I don't think it'll happen.
I get so angry when people miss weight. Whenever they continue a fight with people missing weight, I was like, this fight is pointless. It's pointless.
Yeah, no, I am too. I think the no contest thing needs to be I
wish a universal rule, because if you can't take it seriously,
because my
thing I got pissed off at one about, they were letting people just fucking.
Yeah.
Who is it? I can't remember. We were talking about this on the Discord. It's been a while, but wasn't it Angela Lee who, or was it somebody else? It was in the women's division, right?
Was it Hirata? Was it Itsuki Hirata?
Yeah, it was against one of the Korean women, I think.
Was it Ham? Because she's the one who's. Oh yeah, remember Itsuki? Remember Itsuki and Ham?
Itsuki and Ham. That was it. Yeah, that was some bullshit. I hate when shit like that happens.
Well, you don't have to worry about that in Epic Rizin, because they take it very serious. They just script clever of the title because they missed weight.
Here's the other reason why I would love to see this under superior rule set. And we didn't see it during the Rabanov Takeda fight that much, but I want to see how these Dagestani Russian wrestlers do when you can kick them on the ground. Yes. Will they then use
that is a thing. That is a great point, Andrew. I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of these Russian wrestlers from Dagestan or wherever they're from have an advantage because they're so good at wrestling, right? They're really talented at it. So I'm not gonna take that away. But if you get them in a ring where you could soccer kick their ass, or you could stomp on them, the whole game plan changes.
Because they're great at using their wrestling, and you wonder if Khabib, if you're able to stop takedown from Khabib and you can kick him in the face, does he then have to change up his game plan rather than oh no, you have to still both his knees are on the ground, I can't do anything even though he's holding my leg.
So he's touching the ground with one finger, he's a downed opponent. You can't kick him.
So yeah, I want to see more of these Russian guys do go under the Rizin rule set just to see what happens. Yeah,
yes, and that's going to be on the Azerbaijani show. When they do the Azerbaijan show, they're going to have a bunch of Russians and Eastern Euro guys on there as well.
We'll see. We'll see
if that actually happens.
But
it's going to happen.
Yeah, I want to ask you about this fight. Sabatel Magomedov. Who do you have winning this and how?
I got Tiger Magomedov just because I feel like he's the more complete fighter with striking. and the wrestling games they're both excellent, elite level. They might cancel each other out, so that would mean that Tiger Magomedov's his striking is just a little bit better, so he'll probably be able to edge it out. Hopefully, what I'm hoping for is that we see the superior. Well, it's on the freaking pussified rules. I keep forgetting because this is a Bellator times Rizin event instead of the full.
It didn't have to be like this, JayWolf. They could have easily accepted.
Yeah, they could have done a real collaboration. They could have done a real collaboration.
I trust me, guys. You're preaching to the choir here about that. I would love nothing more than all the Bellator guys to fight in the superior rule set, but they have to be in the pussified unified rules
and in the ring.
Well, it doesn't matter. Either or.
I love the way Joe. Well, no, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as it's on the superior rule sets.
Exactly. As long as it's on the superior rule set, it'd be awesome. But see, look, they want these to count towards the rankings. They want all these fighters are ranked fighters. They want to count towards Bellator's rankings. The title match, they want it to be for Bellator's title, so it's got to be under the rules, and that's why it's 5 rounds.
You would think it's still count in the rankings. It's not doing them under Japanese Rizin rules that doesn't automatically negate them from moving up.
You're preaching to the choir here. I would love nothing more than being a superior rule set, but I'm just telling you what also the main event, AJ McKee and Patricky Pitbull is part of their lightweight Grand Prix. And
all the more better.
They're thinking
all the more better.
Well, of course, but they're thinking that no, the other fighters had to fight in the superior pussified unified rule set. It's not fair for AJ McKee and Patricky to be under the superior.
But they both already fought under Rizin rules in the past, so it's completely, if it was somebody if it was one of the other fighters who like Shabili or Primus or someone who didn't fight under Rizin rules, I can understand that. But both these guys have already fought under Rizin rules, so it kind of makes sense. Actually, funny enough, well, not Lorenz Larkin, but kind of Watanabe has, obviously Makoto Shinryu and Horiguchi have. So you have a bunch of people who already fought under these rules, so it's kind of,
it would have made sense.
You have two fighters.
It would have made perfect sense to have a superior rule set. But of course,
that's the thing. I feel like this card is a Bellator. Listen, Bellator is having like a solo show in Japan. I feel like they could have done a lot more. This just feels like any other Bellator. Like you said, I think you said these can main event any Bellator show, which is like, that's not a compliment. Like I want.
This feels like a Bellator.
Yes, it is. What are you guys talking about? Three of these fights. King Silo himself, one of the Epic Rizin Discord bros, and also on Twitter and stuff like that. Great fan. He was saying that 3 of these fights are main event worthy on a Bellator portion, and
but not a Bellator show in Japan. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that.
I think he was saying like these are main events at a normal Bellator show
at the Mohegan Sun or the
or in San Jose.
Yes, or the Sioux Falls
reservation. Yeah.
Yes, these are great, honestly. Or with Staples Center, where they did the CBS show. Fantastic. This is in Japan though. I want something a little bit different from Bellator.
This is Saitama Super Arena.
Yeah, and it's live. Credit to Showtime, whoever. They're actually airing live. None of this tape delay bullshit. There's a little bit of, sucks that they're having on the same day as Spence and Crawford. But besides that, you at least have an opportunity to like showcase a much, it just feels like I don't know. It feels mid for a Japanese. It feels mid by what I would hope.
All right. I mean, I gotta disagree with you guys because the inaugural flyweight championship is huge with a Rizin fighter in there going for the belt. I think that's huge. And the lightweight Grand Prix also is huge. Both those are 5-round fights. And that's another reason why they had to be under the pussified rule set, because the Epic Rizin does not do 5-round title fights yet for some reason. I'm sure, hopefully there's a rumor that they're going to be switching to that in the future, very near future, either that or the 10 plus 5 and 5, just like the Almighty Pride FC used to do, the 10-minute first rounds. That would also be awesome for title fights. But I'm telling you, these two, the lightweight Grand Prix and the inaugural flyweight title fight are fantastic fights. And I think those are very main event worthy for this. But also Bellator did not want to overshadow the Epic Rizin. Okay, remember Rizin has...
There's no way they can in the Bellator.
Of course not, because the Rizin's superior rule set. But remember, the Super Rizin card, before it got ravaged by injuries, that was going to be an amazing just was going to be one of the cards this summer. It still is. They recovered nicely, but imagine if Luis Killer Gustavo was still on there fighting Tofik Musayev. That's a freaking title fight banger. Elite, unbelievable banger right there. And then for the main event was going to be Juan Archuleta, number 3 bantamweight in Bellator, only man to defeat Patchy Mix, going up against Kai Glasakura. And I mean, dude.
Okay. We Andrew. As much as we meme on JayWolf, we gotta give him credit. These nicknames are fire. Like
I had like a meltdown yesterday because I was just like, Jay, how do you
he's
create
so
all
damn
these
creative.
things?
Like they really should hire you for Rizin or Bellator. Like,
They should know all these promotions, everything.
Should hire you as a PR team, like, because you come up with these nicknames on the fly, bro.
Oh,
I can barely come up with a title when I'm doing
but
MMA
JayWolf,
sucker things.
It just popped in his brain to call Kai Glassaker.
Look, I'm just a creative guy, like you guys were saying, and you should see my plan to make my own promotion someday with you guys. It's gonna be a promotion between the bros. I'm creating. I got these synopsises.
Promotion. Oh my god, that would be
dude, it's gonna be awesome. Imagine the Rizin Discord promotion between the Rizin Discord, bro. We're gonna finance it.
Promotion, JayWolf. It's called Gleet MMA. Okay.
Thank you.
We're gonna finance our promotion. It's gonna be financed. We're gonna take some Saudi money like everybody else, and also gonna I have some creative movie synopsis. And there's a writer's strike going on right now. I was thinking about trying to sell some to these movie synopses to the Hollywood right now and get some money from that to make our own promotion. But
I don't know whether to be scared of a JayWolf written script for. I'm just like
no, you know, it would be cinema. Like we would watch it and just be like, wow, this is like
it's gonna be so much fun.
1930s.
It's gonna be so much fun. You'll see. One day we're gonna do it, bros. I'm telling you. One way or the other, we're gonna have our own promotion, and it's gonna be badass. And I cannot wait. That's on a bucket list for me.
Sorry, Tsar. Before we go on to the next fight.
Oh, nothing. Yeah.
So yeah, JayWolf. This is a fight I really do not give a shit about. I'm not gonna.
Come on.
Versus Veda Ortega. Sell me on this, JayWolf. You know. Remember the famous scene in Wolf of Wall Street. Sell me this fight. Sell me this fight.
See, remember how he sold his pen in Wolf of Wall Street, saying that the guy needed something to sign, so he needed a pen to sign. Okay, so you need what you need in your life is some hot girl fighters. So we need some hot girl fighters on this card, and we got one right here with Judo Crush. Look at her picture there. The Judo Crush Kana Watanabe, former Epic Rizin fighter, in a top 10 women's flyweight matchup against a brawler, Veda Ortega. Now this fight, you know, Kana Watanabe, we call her the Judo Crush because she is one of the best judo practitioners in the game right now. Absolutely, a super strong woman as well. Drew knows this. So does Tsar. One of her
damn, she got fucking fucked up in that bitch.
That's because Veda Ortega is a brawler, bro.
Was she blading?
No, dude, she's a brawler. She goes in there and she brawls every time. Veda Ortega's like, you remember the whole they used to call Chuck Liddell like a sprawling brawler? That's what Veda Ortega is like a female sprawling brawler style fighter. And she's an all action fighter. Both these women are all action fighters, but I mean, Kana Watanabe, just the Judo Crush. She's extra. You know how strong she is. One of her pre-fight antics is bending the frying pan with her bare hands. Remember that when she used to bend the frying pan with her bare hands?
Yeah,
incredibly strong woman.
So, what is Ortega's background? Like her martial arts background? Is she a striker? Is she like a?
Yeah. No, she's a brawler. She's a brawler.
She's a brawler. Okay, so I think I have my pick for that.
Oh, look, there's a picture of Kana Watanabe bending the fire pan right there. Look there it is. Nice. See that?
Does she still do that during the Bellator weigh-ins or no?
I don't know. So. I don't know. That'd be cool if she did, but I don't know. I mean, that takes a lot of strength to do that. I mean, can you guys do that? Can you bend a fire?
I don't know how sturdy those goddamn Japanese frying pans are. They might be made of fucking bumpers.
Yeah, they're not made of U.S. steel. That's why. Let's see you do that with a U.S. steel frying
I've never
pan.
been to Japan, so I'm gonna have to defer to Andrew. Are those frying pans very sturdy?
They look sturdy. I didn't really handle any in Japan. They seem good. I just want to say, so actually I don't want to say this, but Anna says how great you guys are doing 2 days of live streaming roll. And she calls us Andrew-san, JayWolf-san. You finally got the san, JayWolf, and
Yes.
Boris-san.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for listening, and thank you for tuning in. We put on these shows for great fans like you, and to talk to each other about these amazing.
Babu Jack says. Babu Jack says, "Does Watabe know Clubber Kyoke?"
No, it's Kleber. Remember, it's Kleber, like the cookies.
Yes, Kleber Kyoke. Falling Stars. The Falling Stars is a great question. I'll start with you, JayWolf. Which Bellator pound for pound fighter? So I guess this is somebody who's in the pound for pound rankings. Would you like to see next in Super Rizin? So let's also put that in somebody who hasn't fought in Super Rizin yet. Or Rizin.
Easy. A great question. I already know exactly what I'm going to say. Johnny Eblen, okay? Arguably the best middleweight on the planet right now. One of the most underrated fighters in the game right now. He had a tweet saying that he loved the superior rule set and wanted to fight with soccer kicks and grounded knees. I even replied to him.
Mr. JayWolf, I briefly muted you for a second. What was that?
What?
Sorry, I didn't mean to mute you. I know I meant to mute you. I muted on my earphones by accident. What was that?
Oh, okay. The answer to the question is Johnny Eblen, one of the most underrated fighters in the game right now on the pound. He was top 5 pound for pound. I don't know if he got bumped out because they bumped up Usman or Sergio really high up there when they should. Anyways, Johnny Eblen is one of the most amazing fighters on the Bellator roster, arguably the best 185 pounder on the planet right now. Izzy, all the guys in the UFC could not handle Johnny Eblen's wrestling game. Just next level. He's the one that helped Big Vadim Nemkov get the wrestling up to par to beat Corey Anderson. That was because of Johnny Eblen. And Eblen has also tweeted about his love of the superior rule set and Almighty Pride FC and the Pride rules. Tweeted about how he wanted to that for soccer kicks and groundies and stuff to be legalized. He would love to fight on that. So I would love to see Johnny Eblen get a chance to fight on the superior rule set. Even if they take the next title challenger for him and just have that be in Japan so he can experience fighting on the superior rule set.
If they allow him to fight on the superior rule set, JayWolf, which they probably won't, unfortunately. What about you, Tsar, Boris? Do you have somebody who's pound for pound who hasn't fought?
That's a question.
Sergio Pettis. You already said that.
Oh yeah, Sergio. Fuck, I forgot. Yeah, Sergio Pettis be pretty good. I would like to see Sergio Pettis in Rizin.
I would definitely have to say that. Yeah, I would have to.
No, you're gonna say Patchy Mix, Drew.
No, he already fought on the superior rule sets.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. He did. Dude, you did. You're right.
I would love to see Sergio Pettis in a
In fact, actually, it'd be good.
Rizin ring, not the cage.
Yes, do a rematch Horiguchi, maybe under Rizin rule sets. See if it goes any differently.
Oh, no votes for Ryan Darth Vader? Dario?
Oh,
hell no! He would be like the only heavyweight. Like, you can't.
No way. Rizin's got some great heavyweights. Sumo crossovers. Sudario.
You know what would be funny? Okay, so like, what if like Rizin worked out a deal with Noah to have Fujita fight one night so versus Ryan?
I would be absolutely 100% fine with that.
That would be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
I would okay that. Ironhead coming back. JayWolf, going back to the fight, Watabe versus Ortega.
That's Watanabe.
Okay, well, who do you think wins?
Kana Watanabe. It's a judo crush. I mean, Ortega is a fantastic brawling fighter. You know, both these are top 10 ranked women, but judo crush Kana Watanabe. She wants to get that shot at the title again. She wants to fight Liz Carmouche.
The winner of this gets the next title shot? Is that what is, or likely will get the next title shot? Or maybe, or not.
It's not
I don't
official.
know.
It's not official, but I believe with the win, Kana has earned the next title shot. And I'm guessing that's why they put this on such a high profile event, because I don't know, maybe they'll announce it at the event. Who knows? But definitely this is a top 10 ranked bout right here. Top 5 actually, because of Kana. And the winner of this should be next in line for the title shot, 100%. And we'll see how the Bellator rankings panelists like Santiago and them on Teep's show, if he agrees. We'll find that out on the ridiculously long recap after the event. And we'll see if they're going to bump her up to, be in the number 1 contender position after this bout. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm gonna agree with JayWolf only because I always have like a thing with like I always take into account in the fight like what is the fighter's background, right? So one of them is just like a brawler striker type, and one of them is like a really good judoka, right? So I'm always gonna have like the bias towards the judoka because like I've seen a lot of judo versus like striker fights, and they usually don't end well for the strikers. So I'm gonna go with Kana as well.
You brought up a good point as well. Well, here's the thing, with Kana is that despite her extensive fight career, she apparently still doesn't know striking defense or refuses to do any striking defense in her fights. I mean, she got knocked out by Liz Carmouche. She always keeps her hands down. She gets clocked quite a lot. I mean, in the last fight against McFarlane, which I thought she won, she nonetheless still got hit a lot. So with that, you think, I mean, do you think that Ortega can knock out Kana?
I definitely believe anything is possible. I really do believe that she can knock her out, especially with how like I saw the picture of her gushing like Ric Flair. Like, yeah, she definitely likes to stand and bang. So like if Kana don't put her hands up, like she can get knocked the fuck out. Like so but I still got her winning.
JayWolf, what about that? That Kana doesn't really show a lot of defense in her striking, or she's
defense.
Well, at least the most recent fights, maybe she's learned her lesson. Maybe she's like, okay, it's time to get the striking game up to par. And
I don't know.
We'll find out in this bout. We're gonna find out.
If she tries to stand and bang with her, like I don't think it's gonna end well. She needs to do what her background is best in it and just try to take her down.
Now, JayWolf, I don't think you need to sell me this fight, but nonetheless, I'm still gonna give you the opportunity to, if you're not a regular Bellator or Rizin watcher, sell this fight. Sell me this fight.
Drew, you already did the best at selling this fight. I love the terminology.
I did? Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, this is gonna be. I'm just gonna say this right now.
Hold on, one time. JayWolf, go ahead, and then we'll go to you, Tsar.
No, I love the terminology that you came up with for this fight, Drew. You said this is the old school OG versus the next generation new school up and coming rising prospect. I mean, that's a great way to put it. This is a generational matchup. That's a Drew exclusive created phrase right there. A generational matchup between one of the best of OGs, Kyoji Horiguchi, versus one of the best of this new generation, Shinryu. And I'm just really happy that this fight's happening. And they're going to make an inaugural flyweight title, and they're going to create this division, this flyweight division, which I'm hoping leads to. I mean, we've only got one other flyweight bout on this entire Rizin Times Bellator card on the Rizin portion later with Ito, right? I'm hoping that the Rizin 44, September 24th, and then Rizin Landmark 6 on the first week of October, a week or two later. It's going to be a bundled package. There's going to be bundled on Fight TV, and it's going to feature flyweights galore because they need to build this division, the flyweight division. And I'm hoping for a flyweight Grand Prix. They'd line up perfect. You could do the first, the quarterfinal rounds, 4 matchups and 1 alternate, and then the winners face off in a one-night Grand Prix final Pride style, a New Year's Eve collaboration mega event. And I think it'd be absolutely sensational, loaded with international fighters. Put John Dawson in there. They wouldn't be able to put the winner of this bout, but I think what's going to happen is that Horiguchi and Shinryu, whoever wins, I think they're going to face John Dodson next because that's the other best flyweight in Rizin. But remember, also later on this year, Bellator is having Patchy Mix and Sergio Pettis fight, and we were talking about this, going in extensively with this with Teeth the Junk on Jay Krish's Focus Fights podcast, talking about how if Patchy Mix is able to defeat Sergio Pettis has shown his career he's been able to make flyweight. He made flyweight in the UFC and everything. So if Patchy Mix wins, Sergio Pettis can drop down to flyweight at another contender as well to flyweight. So there is a huge future for flyweight, and it all starts right here with Kyoji Horiguchi versus Makoto Shinryu. I mean, I'm just super excited for this. And Drew, you already sold it by saying it's a generational matchup, which is so true. It was so great. I've been using it ever since I heard you say that. That's what I've been calling it. Did you even see that the Twitter accounts even said that. Use your language, calling it a generational matchup.
Yes.
And you did that on Teep's podcast show on the inordinately long preview that Drew made a cameo for. That's when you called it a generational matchup.
Probably the most coherent thing I said because I was so tired because you did it like Twitter.
No,
I'm sorry, Tsar. Go ahead.
No. I agree with everything JayWolf said. Like, I think this is going to be the best fight of this part of the show. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, this is the fight that I'm most excited for. Like, this is a generational matchup. Like, it's going to be great. Like, if this was what Bellator was bringing, like, more often, like, it would be really hard to troll Bellator. But this is great. This is amazing. Like, so.
Yeah. So this is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna second everything JayWolf said. Like, I couldn't have said it any better.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So this is the fight that I like. If you're Bellator, or at least normal promoters who want their promotions to look like good and not be trolled, this is the type of fight that you try to work out, that you put on. Not Lorenz Larkin versus Andrei Koreshkov at Saitama. I'm sorry. Listen, do that at Mugen Sun. That's fine. Not at Saitama. That's just my opinion. But generational fights. I mean, it's a tough fight to really because it's back to flyweight for Gucci. He looked great against Ogi Kubo. Destroyed him at flyweight.
It's a really hard fight to call, like, because both these guys have it's a 50-50 fight to me. Like, either of these guys could.
I mean, Shinryu has only once lost to Tatsu. What's the guy from one Wada?
Yeah, I think Wada. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think without a doubt that probably Shinryu, Kyoji is the hardest opponent that he's going to be facing, like ever, like in his entire career.
It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a big challenge.
And Gucci's nowhere is like, yeah, I know he was on that losing streak, Apache Mix, Sergio Pettis, but he was still winning, still beating Sergio. He was still beating until the end, and Patchy just kind of backpacked him for 3 rounds. So
yeah, none of his losses were like real embarrassing, like outright defeats. Like,
this isn't BJ Penn level. This is not BJ Penn. Okay, you need to retire and go back to Hawaii or Florida, I should say.
BJ Penn, go back to Twitter.
Yeah. Well, Horiguchi's is not getting to fights in parking lots in Florida and getting knocked out at this point. So yeah. But I don't know. Like, I mean, honestly, like JayWolf, I'll ask you, since you are very familiar with both these fighters, what do you think about the striking? Do you think Horiguchi's karate in and out, come in, pop in, and then getting out, you think that can work against somebody like Shinryu?
Yes, I think Horiguchi just has that veteran savviness, and just he's been in the ring and the cage before. I think he's just going to be too much for the young upstart. I mean, well, you never know. I mean, because look, Shinryu is very experienced as well in the Epic Rizin under superior rule set, so on big stages. So he's not going to be.
I'll say it's about Shinryu. Here's the thing: he did fight in the United States for CFFC, so he does know unified rules. So he won't make a mistake. So
yeah, well, that's definitely a plus for him. He's been on the big stage before in the Epic Rizin. So I mean, it's like Tsar was saying. This is a 50-50 fight, but I just think that Horiguchi's veteran savviness, plus he's got a fantastic corner for the gym he trains at, American Top Team, just an incredible gym, incredible fighter. And I think he's still got it. People are saying that he might be declining a little bit, but I don't know. Just because he's like Drew, like you were saying, the Patchy Mix fight was a backpack fight by Mix. And Horiguchi was the one that landed more strikes on that. They just gave it to Mix because he had the positional control of the backpack, but he did not land as many strikes as Horiguchi. At worst, on my scorecard, that was a draw, if not a win for Horiguchi. But anyways, that they gave it to Mix because of the backpack. And then in the Pettis fight, like you were saying, the little Pettis fight, Horiguchi was dominating Pettis for 4 rounds. That spinning back fist came towards the end of the 4th round or beginning of the 5th round, or whatever it was. So, I mean, Horiguchi, to say that he's like losing it or declining or whatever, I think it's inaccurate. I think he's still the top of his game.
He's definitely lost fights, but they have not been embarrassing losses. Like,
Exactly.
Guys
yes.
just like out of control. Like, BJ Penn is probably the best example.
I don't want to back on BJ Penn. I like BJ Penn too. I mean, and it's
Rising ambassador to Hawaii, BJ Penn.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy. It's sad what the out of cage antics and stuff that happened. But I mean, who's perfect among us? Okay, we can't sit here and throw stones at the guy. So, okay, but look.
Well, I was JayWolf, so I'm sorry to cut you off. I want to get Tsar and ask you, Tsar. What do you think? Do you think Horiguchi can?
I also believe if you're asking me my pick, it's Horiguchi. I just think he has that veteran experience. I think he's lost a couple fights, yes, but they've not been like a decisive loss or anything. And I think like he just got something more to prove. And I think his karate is just like, as you said, like he can go in and out, So I just think he's got it. I think, but I would not be surprised if Shinryu wins. Like I wouldn't be surprised at all. So, but I'm gonna go with Horiguchi. I'm gonna go.
We have some comments in the chat. Babu Jack says Kana's poor name. I think he's referencing to how you're destroying her name, JayWolf.
Wait, he mispronounced the Japanese name.
I thought you did. Watanabe? Did you say?
Isn't it Watanabe?
Yeah, it's Watanabe. Watanabe.
I thought you said Watanabe.
Yeah, he said Watanabe.
Well, that would work as well.
JayWolf. No, it doesn't.
Don't go with the spelling of it. It's
okay.
It's W-A-T. Well, go ahead.
Okay, it doesn't.
Falling Star wants to know if one UFC fighter became a free agent, which fighter would you want that to be? JayWolf, first you.
Ooh, I can only have one?
Yes, one.
Okay, then it'd be Alexander Volkanovski, one of the pound greats in the UFC right now, the lighter weight divisions and the featherweight division, where there's plenty of fighters in the Epic Rizin that they can match him up with. That'd be my pick.
Okay, you want that rematch against Yachi so bad, right? In Rizin, right? Is that why? Did you think that Yachi got screwed and that lost to Volkanovski?
No, I think that Volk is a pound for pound great right now in the lighter weight divisions, of course, and I think that'd be fantastic to have him in the Epic Rizin. I would love to see him at least in a superior rule set.
Okay. So I'm gonna answer this in a kind of funny way. I want PED John Jones to get released and just go on a run and Rizin the freak show fights. Like
you want Juicer Jones and Rizin just.
Has he been convicted though? Has he been convicted of those crimes? Are those
I don't think that.
Pulsing.
Been convicted of a felony.
He was pulsing.
Okay.
It was a drop in an Olympic-sized pool. Remember? That's so much.
We're not talking. No, we're not talking about the doping. We're talking about his
felonies, because he may not be able to fight in Japan if he has a felony.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. But that's the weird thing about Japan, though, right? Like I know this is not MMA, but New Japan got MVP of Visa when he robbed a fucking yacht at gunpoint. I want to know.
True.
How that
That's true. Yes, that's true.
I want to know how that fucking happened. Okay.
So they pulled some strings, Tsar. They made some phone calls and pulled some strings and got it done. Was Inoki still there? Because if he was, then he might have actually
not there. Inoki
that's it. Okay, if he wasn't there, I'll have to ask some people who I know how that happened.
That's always baffled me because like Japan is so strict about felons coming to the country, but that like I'm not shitting on MVP. I love MVP, but like he literally robbed a fucking yacht at gunpoint. Like you think?
Yes, it was armed robbery as well.
It was armed robbery. Yeah, you would think that'd be like a no-no.
Yeah, but that was probably years upon years ago, and he probably paid his debt to society already.
They do not care as long as you have a felony on your record. And like, it's not just Japan. Like South Korea is the same. Like,
but what if it's like 20 years ago though? What if it's 20 years ago?
They do not care.
Even if you paid your debt and served your time,
they do not.
That's right. Because the question is, have you ever been?
Yeah, they do not care. They do not want people associated with crime in their country.
What's the crimes in their country?
Unless they're citizens of their country, like then you can't do anything.
So
I have misdemeanors. What about misdemeanors?
That doesn't matter.
Oh, good. Okay, so I can still go to Japan then, because
as long as you
I don't have any felonies.
A felony, like you can go to Japan.
So I have an interesting answer. I want to go with somebody different, and that would be Du Bronx, Charles Oliveira, because
that'd be great.
I think because him versus Satoshi. Well, I mean, when he was champion, before he got defeated by Islam, I thought that Oliveira's second or number one best in the world. And I still think he is, but I just want to like that fight between those two. I would be like the jiu-jitsu fan in me would be like, I want to see how this one goes. So that I would pick Duke Bronson. Plus, also, he tweets all that stuff about K1.
He's one of us. He's one of us.
Bruno Masami talked to him. I don't know if it was for an interview or something, but apparently he said, I swear to God, I'm not kidding. Apparently, Duke Bronx said he's a big fan of Kyoei Hagewara.
Really? So then that means he's a Rizin fan. I thought you were going to say he's a big fan of the We Are Rizin podcast.
Rizin before.
I was like, that's
about Rizin and all that stuff. Babu Jack has a question. I guess this will be for you, JayWolf. Who do you have in the GP when you've already booked the best flyweight fight that you can make? I think he's talking about Makoto and Kyoji.
John Dotson. John Dotson for one. If they're not going to match him up immediately with the winner of Kyoji Shinryu, John Dotson would be a fantastic. I think he'd be the premier flyweight in that Grand Prix. Then we got I guess it'd be too soon for Yuki Ito on the Super Rizin card. I don't know. Would that be too soon? 2 months? Would that be too soon to have him back in there? Anyways,
in Japan, different. Maybe not.
So it depends on who would be ready in time for that. You could throw Ito in there. What if the winner of this bout between Horiguchi and Shinryu is ready by then? Put them in the Grand Prix as well. And then you could have if Little Pettis loses to Mix, have him drop down, and he'll be the first title challenger to the winner of the Grand Prix, because then they'll have the title in the Grand Prix with the winner of Horiguchi and Shinryu, if that could be possible. Mm-hmm. So, Drew, you know the roster better than I do. Who is some other fantastic flyweights? I know Shinryu and Dotson were the two top ones.
Fukuda, Kohei Sugiyama. Jesus, I'm trying to remember.
How many people are we doing in the GP? Like,
I guess is Ursan? Did Ursan recently? No, Ursan. Yeah, Ursan's still 125, I believe.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
He definitely, especially after his last win. You said Dotson is Tokuro. I know Tokuro hasn't officially retired. So I guess he's still available. Charlie says Hiroya. Ring Nakai.
Rin Nakai's a girl.
yes. I know that's a joke. JayWolf.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they have a lot. You have because Deep basically is almost exclusive. I don't want to say exclusively, but it's almost just like flyweight now at this point.
Yeah, you could just bring up the entire Deep roster.
An entire Deep card almost.
Yeah, you could just do that, and they'll definitely take the payday.
Well, hey, then take the best fighters in Rizin, the best fighters in Deep, bring over a couple guys from Bellator that have fought flyweight in Bellator before, and put them in this Grand Prix and get it started September 20th.
Sorry, JayWolf, I gotta interrupt you. Babu Jack has brought up a name that might have answered our question, Tsar. He says that Hase might have helped there. Hiroshi Hase.
Oh, that's. Wait. Hase wasn't really with New Japan at that point, though.
No, but he works for the government. He's in the sports.
I know he worked for the government, but he was like a more all Japan type guy at that point, and he was probably retired at that point. But you know what? That's probably true. That probably is true. Because like Hase was big in the government for a long time. So
he was part of the sports.
Yeah,
sports thing.
He has some debacles that.
Babu Jack also says Tokyo did say the bantamweight tournament in 2017 would be his last. But if there's anything we've learned is that a lot of these MMA fighters tend to lie and don't keep to their word. So let's just say
about retirements.
And CJ brings up a good point. Tyson couldn't even get in for K1 when they were trying to do the Bob Sapp Mike Tyson thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like that's always baffled me. I was like, you must have had like somebody at the Prime Minister's office like actually like vouch for MVP or something. It's got
or Hase, probably he's part of the sports, the sports, whatever thing of the government.
Well, I guess. Well, if we want to get John Jones, if this fantasy scenario ever happens for John Jones freak fights, we could just have to go to Hase.
Also, I can't believe that all those Olympic people that compete in Japan in 2020 all had perfect, no clean records. I can't believe that. It's just.
Oh, you think they were doping?
No. I meant like you can't tell me that like there was not one there that was like, oh, it was like didn't have like a
I think
felony.
there's special exceptions. Like I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure like
Yeah.
my friend in South Korea said like they have like pretty much the same entry policy in South Korea they do in Japan, but they make special exceptions for like huge international sporting events, like VIPs, international VIPs, like because a lot of these presidents in a lot of these countries are war criminals, so they had to let them in.
Oh yeah. Also, don't forget. Remember in Japan as well. They had remember when they were closed off to the rest of the world. They also had special exemptions for business people.
Yeah.
Or for business. That's why a lot of those New Japan guys got in because they
yeah.
for that.
It's just a thing of who you know. That's
exactly.
all
Falling Star has another question. He wants to know who. I'll start with you, JayWolf. Who you feel is the best? Who do you feel has the best inside and outside game in the Rizin roster? I feel like Japanese MMA fighters are awkward in this area of fighting. So who do you think has the best inside and outside game?
Inside and outside game. Like, what does he mean? Like with the striking stuff?
Yeah, striking. Who's good at getting the inside? Who's good at striking the inside? Who's good at striking the outside? I believe.
Man, there is some great strikers in Rizin. Immediately, I'm thinking of
the Japanese. He's saying that he thinks that Japanese MMA fighters.
Oh, he means Japanese MMA in a whole.
Are awkward in this area of fighting. So I don't know. Do you think there's a Japanese MMA fighter who's good at that in Rizin or no?
No. Look in the lightweight division, there's some excellent strikers. They have to be Japanese. Can I say Luis Killer Gustavo? How about Yuri Ohara?
I think he means Japanese. I think.
Okay, well then Yuri Ohara is one of them. He's a great striker. Knows the superior rule set, just gets in the firefights and comes out on the wrong end of them sometimes. So what? But that's a great striker right there, Japanese. Let me think of another one. Heck, we can even talk about Shinryu right here. Shinryu has some great striking as well, right? Very, very young, dynamic fighter. Let's think of another one here. I know I'm forgetting some people.
Think of one more, then I'm gonna let Tsar.
Right? Okay, yeah, go ahead, Tsar. Go ahead.
Okay, go Tsar. Go ahead.
Oh man, that's a hard question because you're asking the entire country of Japan. So I have to think.
No, he's asking for the Japanese fighters on the Rizin roster.
Oh, the Rizin roster?
Yeah.
God, who was that guy? I was on that. Sorry, I forgot his name, but he had that awesome knockout on that card we reviewed with Jay Krish. What was his name?
Which one? Rizin 43?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, did he have that awesome knockout? He looked like he had some striking ability.
Are you talking about Suguru Ni?
Yes, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you think of somebody, JayWolf?
No, I already said two of them
Oh,
already.
I'm sorry. Yes,
yeah.
I'm trying to think of other ones.
Inside and outs. Honestly, I know you don't like him, JayWolf, anymore, but honestly, Kai has pretty good striking. I think he's actually
That's a great point.
Much better striking than his brothers. Sorry,
yeah, he's way better.
It's not that I don't like him. It's not that I don't like him. It's that he can't make it to a freaking fight, man. He's injury prone. I mean, it's like I don't dislike Anthony Davis on the Lakers. I mean, Anthony Davis is still starting center
Why
Lakers.
You compare Kai to Anthony Davis, bro?
Because Anthony Davis is made of glass as well and has injury problems. And he's a superstar that has injury
Kai
problems.
does get a lot of injuries.
Yeah, Kai is injury prone. I'm not gonna deny.
Very, very injury prone.
Man walks out of his apartment. It's like, damn, let me tear a hamstring.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to have like a bubble wrap jacket or something.
I would definitely say Kai in terms of like inside and outside, maybe the best on the Rizin roster. I think that's Japanese.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
I hesitate to say Jury. He's a bit of a brawler. He kind of gets into the firefights, but Kai is more of a smart, more technical striker. I would say.
Yeah. He got that street fighting experience.
Oh yeah, he's got the street fighting background. Yeah, street fighting is the best base for MMA apparently.
It was in 1995.
Yeah.
No, when did the first Street Fighter game come out? Was it like 91 or something?
No.
No.
It was on arcade in the 80s.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking Street Fighter 2, the arcade game. Was that 91?
Yeah.
Anyways,
you mean Street Fighter 2 Turbo? That was like 1991.
No, the original Street Fighter 2 before Turbo, Ultra, all that stuff. The original Street Fighter 2 was like 1991. It was like right around the same time we were talking about last night with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1990, and then there was
I didn't
Street
grow
Fighter
up
2.
in that area.
Then
when I grew up, like the arcade machines were dead. So
what? Oh, dude!
So
I grew
JayWolf.
up in the 2000s, JayWolf.
Oh, you go. Oh, no wonder. Okay, yeah, dude. We had Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right around the same time in the early '90s, late '80s. It was so fun. Anyways, go ahead, Drew. What were you gonna say?
There's one more question. It's from CJ Sokaku. He wants to know how are you doing after being called woke? Are you okay?
Yeah, what he's talking about is on Twitter.
CJ brought it up. We weren't going to talk about it, but CJ
Yeah,
brought it up.
CJ brought it up, so now I get to talk about it. I get to talk about it now.
CJ San brought it up. Okay.
And what he's talking about is on Twitter. Drew wrote a fantastic tweet about me saying that we love JayWolf and he loves talking about the superior rule set. I love you guys back, and thank you so much for that kind tweet. And then some jerk got on the below it. Some jerk off was saying, "Oh, Jay doesn't really know JMMA."
Yeah, he accused. Okay, so what happened was he accused you of banning him and said that you're woke and you don't know Japanese MMA.
Yeah.
So the background of this is there was this guy named Polya in the Discord, right? So he pretty much was like this. He was just a mean-spirited racist piece of shit. He would just like make fun of make these racist ass jokes about Koreans and black people when he's probably never even met either of them before in his life, and he just got mad that somebody got sick of his shit and banned him. And now he's calling JayWolf woke, which if you know JayWolf,
JayWolf, you are definitely not woke. You're definitely not woke. And you're from California.
Boomer I've ever met in my life. He's like a boomer.
JayWolf, you have a flag. You have a United States flag behind.
Yeah, look at that. Look at this man's got the triangle flag. Like this does this look like a woke person to you?
Yeah, that's my dad's flag that got it as he's a World War II veteran. Sorry, you're absolutely right. I'm actually the youngest boomer in history because my dad's actually greatest generation.
You also have a Top Gun shirts. Like
I don't know anybody who's woke.
I don't know anybody who's woke who likes Top Gun.
JayWolf is woke. Like, come on, bro.
And he called me Jay Woke instead of JayWolf.
That's definitely a nickname we're continuing to use. But
I know. What the heck is that about?
It was just a dumb motherfucker who got banned. Whose butt
I know.
got
Dude,
banned.
how's he gonna act like I don't know Jay? Just because I was remembering that I was proven right too, because I was saying that the Almighty Pride FC was available on DirecTV pay-per-view. I just didn't know that they had taped it a day and it wasn't live. Because for some reason they were still playing it, but he even brought the receipts showing that it was available on pay-per-view, and they replayed it for all. Okay,
JayWolf. Okay, it's all fine, but more importantly, Anna's asking a question, and Anna always gets precedence.
This is way more important. What's Anna's question?
What's Anna's sound got to say?
So first for you, JayWolf. Anna wants to know, as for injury, who do you think is responsible for it? The fire itself or the supporting people around the fires? Injury could happen when you train hard and intense. So in the case of Kai, he tore his knee, I think. I
think blame should go on both of them. On the fighter and on his camp. Okay?
Yeah.
Because the fighter should know his own body, should know that he's injury prone, should know not to go so hard and do stuff that's going to get him injured. 2, his camp, his training partners, everything. They should know that this guy is injury prone, especially like with his hands, stuff like that. They should make sure to wrap him up extra nice, make sure they do training techniques and stuff that is not going to be, leading to injury, basically. So it's a shared responsibility of both, Anna, both the fighter and his training camp. They share responsibility.
So I'm gonna say this, I agree with JayWolf because you never it's a hard balance to strike because there's a lot of MMA fighters that will go hard in the paint in training, too damn hard, and they end up hurting themselves a lot of times. And it's on one hand you need to know your limits. The human body can only take so much, but every human body is different, so that's another thing. So you got to know what your limits are. But I've also seen in Japan, especially. I'm not saying this is a Japan exclusive thing, but there's a lot of fucking camps that ain't worth the shit they pay them. They're fucking terrible. They let people get injured. They don't care. They just let them just do stupid shit. So I think it's both. It's a both.
I'm having Tsar. I don't think JayWolf, you ever seen the video? Have you ever seen the infamous Satoru Sayama dojo.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm just thinking when you were talking about that, I'm like, I wonder if that's happening at some of these dojos where they're just getting beaten with canes and batons.
The fucking Takata dojo. Like that's my fucking like that's a perfect example. Like a fucking a camp that ain't worth the fucking salt.
Don't. I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that's like Sakuraba and Takata have never been on good terms because apparently
they've never been on good terms. Like I've heard rumors that Takata owes Sakuraba money still.
And also used to be we would bully him in the dojo. That's why I've also in the UWFI dojo. That's what I heard.
There's a reason why Sakuraba is not a constant on the shows. Like there's definitely some heat.
As for that, here, it's hard because I get it. Fighters should know the limits, but listen, one day you could just be like Tony Ferguson. You trip over a cable wire.
Oh, that's always there's always freak accidents. I'm not saying like freak accidents don't happen to me because they do. Every human is human. Like you can fucking trip over and fucking break your back, like on slip and slide.
Yeah.
Like
when it's actually, you bring up a good point, Tsar. So it's like a case like Cain Velasquez. Remember when he was like out for like 4 or 5 years because of his back injury or something?
Yes.
And like, if you're not like, I mean, it's so funny because then you have somebody like Dominic Cruz who comes back, destroys Mizugaki in his return fight, and then gets absolutely obliterated by the guy from what was the guy? Guy who's Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt. Was it Garbrandt?
Yeah.
Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then he starts. You could clearly start seeing like, I mean, like, so clearly, like you would think a guy who's been out for however long he was because his ACL would just not get better. Like, oh, maybe you should just kind of stop. And then Cain, his return fight is against I think it was against the Nagano, wasn't it? Right? Wasn't it against Nagano?
Nagano, yeah.
And then
really
that did not go good. So, and in case of Kai, like, this is like the third fight where I feel where he was supposed to fight and then it
he's definitely had fights pulled before. Like this is not the first time.
Yeah. So I think this wasn't the first. Oh, the second it was supposed to be the second Kyoji fight, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I believe that was the one where that was supposed to happen, and then he got injured. Broke his hand. He broke his hand during the Bantamweight Grand Prix, and lost to Ogi Kubo.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Grand Prix. As much as me and JayWolf love Grand Prix, like Grand Prix take a big fucking toll on your body, and like if you're in a Grand Prix like and you get injured, like you just gotta charge that to the game. Like if you're in a one-night Grand Prix, like it's just like
Oh, here Babu Jack brings up a good point. He says the organization is also responsible. Rizin did have a less than 100% Horiguchi, and they apparently knew that faced Kai in 2018. That's true, and that came back to haunt.
That is a great point. There are a lot of organizations in the world. I'm not just gonna say
and
allow not 100% fighters to fight, and it's unacceptable.
And but that's also the whole non-title thing as well, which I don't want to get to. That's also dumb in my opinion. And Babu Jack also says that happens elsewhere. K1 fighters have fought despite having their knuckles smashed to dust. Oh yeah.
That is true.
K1. Wasn't there a K1 fighter who retired because his hand? He just said he can't even close his hand anymore. I think there was a
K1. Like K1 was brutal back in the day. They would make you fight like
K1 now is the I guess the previous iteration, the Nakamura edition of K1 was also brutal because those guys were fighting. Apart from the fact that they couldn't that they had no freedom, they were just one guy retired this year. Babu, you know the guy. He retired this year because I think he said he couldn't even close his
hand, close his fist. Yeah.
Metallica fan 676 wants to know where I got the Rizin shirt, and I got this at a Rizin show in Japan.
Yeah.
Their stores is only in Japan, and it sucks.
If there's like a wrestling shirt or like a MMA shirt, he probably got in Japan. So
yes,
he gets all the hookups.
I'll say this though,
and they don't have extra large.
So the JayWolf, yes. Unfortunately, they don't have that. But I will say this, and I'm gonna have more information. Let's say by next month, I will be doing a giveaway. I did got 2 Rizin t-shirts, so yep. I'll do a giveaway at some point.
Watch them be 5 times too small for the people you give it to.
Listen, a Japanese large can only fit
I
the
know.
American body
That's why
so
like if I ever go over
snugly.
there, like I imagine me putting on a damn t-shirt. I was like, bro, this is gonna bust open.
It'll have to become a tank top. It'll have to become a tank top.
It's gonna become a damn wife beater.
Anna says in Japan, overcoming your limits is deemed as a beautiful thing. That's true.
That is true. Yeah.
Yamato Damashi.
Yep, that is true. But you also got to understand that, you know, that's not always like the best thing for you to do, like especially in your career. But I respect it. I respect anybody who wants to make their own choices. Like I'm not going to judge anybody who wants to go too hard in the gym. Like whatever you want to do, it's your body, so I can't judge you for it.
Yeah, listen, it has its positives, negatives. I'll get. This is one of the reasons why I like Japanese MMA and I like Japanese fighters a lot because they came regardless whether they had a broken hand, broken arm.
I respect the fuck out of it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry? I respect the fuck out of it. Like I think it's a really noble thing to do, even though, like, it's like fighting with your heart instead of your head. Your head's telling you, nah, I shouldn't do this, but your heart is telling you, fuck it, I'm going to go out there and put it all on the line. I respect the fuck out of it.
Kanako Murata fought that entire fight with a broken arm, and I think she's finally returning now.
Yeah, that's a pretty extreme case.
Yeah. Babu Jack says it also happens. Oh yeah, we talked about that. Leona Pettis. That's who I was thinking of. Babu Jack brought that up. Apparently he had surgery. Leona did, and it went well. So maybe Leona will come back.
Yeah, hopefully Leona can close his fist.
Yes, and could be part of this new and improved K1. Falling Star says, anyone excited for the Super Rizin halftime show?
What is the is it going to be like an idol group coming on or something?
No, it's going to be what he's talking about. This time they're going to have. Hopefully they show it where they're going to raise the cage up from the Bellator show. They're going to raise it up to be a flying cage and they lower the ring down and set up the ring.
I'm not going to lie. That's a terrible halftime show. They should just bring out some idols or something.
What, you want to see Tension rapping again? MC Tension?
Yes. That would be more exciting than a cage being pulled up.
How about Danny Sabatel rapping?
No, it's going to be the dance Grand Prix, the dance off Grand Prix.
Nah, we need damn JAV models coming out like that one interest that was.
Metallica fan, thank you very much for the kind words. Please subscribe and like if you haven't already, and please
subscribe to the channel, guys.
I'll be doing that giveaway sometime next month for the Rizin shirt, so be sure to hopefully you'll tune in at that time. I'll also make an announcement on Twitter. And CJ brings up a good point. I totally forgot this. He talks about this all the time with Shu on Let's Talk MMA. So if in Japan, this is in Japan, not here as far as I know, if a fighter pulls out, they have to refund out of pocket the people that bought tickets to see them. So there is financial pressure. So I think there was when Kuramoto was supposed to face Kintaro during one of the landmark shows, Kintaro got injured. And then I think Kintaro had to refund. Was it Kintaro who got injured, or was it?
I think it was Kintaro.
Yeah, Kintaro got injured, and Kintaro, so he has to refund out of his own pockets people that bought tickets, to see Kintaro fight.
But how do you? I agree with that, but how do you actually determine that? Like, do you just go ask a questionnaire, like, of the audience? Hey, did you come to see this guy, or did you come to see? They
have that little QR code, like they'll use all those things, and then if you bought tickets that way, and usually that's I don't know if they do that here for UFC shows or Bellator shows, but in Japan, that's how you scan the QR code and it takes you to the ticket thing. Well, when Deep used to be on whatever that thing was, and also Pancreas on Get, they would say, who are you buying this show to see? And you can it's a little pull down thing. You can
that's pretty clever. But for Kai,
or you can do the Cam Soda way and donate directly to the fighter.
Yeah, that's funny. No, but for Kai, that doesn't matter because Kai got that breaking down money, that breaking down bank. So
that's Makiru though, not Kai, right? Or do they do it
Kai
together?
Definitely gets a cut of it.
Since it's the Azakura Action Bros, he gets a cut of his brother Makiru's breaking down.
Andrew, am I wrong? Is Mikuru running that singly, or is like are they both running it? I think they're both running it, right?
They're probably both running it, but all I know is that Miku is like the face of it. Kai doesn't.
Oh yeah,
I never
well,
really
yeah.
heard Kai
Miku's
talk
the
about
face
it.
of it, but
Babu Jack and CJ also both say, well, they say that fans not only buy from the fighter, they buy from the fighters directly. So actually this is true. And I almost did this with that Shudo show where they did the all women's fighters
damn.
colors. Unfortunately I wasn't able to go, but I was gonna buy a ticket to see the show, and think it was who was it? Yeah, Tamada. I was gonna message her to be like, hey, can I buy a ticket? Because that's how they also determine.
So it's not really like, so it's different.
So not like there's like a Ticketmaster thing that you can do.
Yeah. So it's different than how like pro wrestling does it, where it just relies on people buying tickets in advance and walk-ups. Like that's
absolutely, yeah, much different. Well, it's probably more akin to like a regional promotion, like if you're in the East Coast area, like Ring of Combat, CFFC, LFA, they probably all do the same thing as well. I don't know if Bellator does it as well. UFC, I definitely know doesn't do it. What was it? CJ also says so these fans will buy the tickets and then their fighter gets injured. The fighter will sometimes contact the fan and be like, please still go to the show. Apparently that's a common thing as well.
Yeah.
Anna says she agrees with you, Boris-san. You cannot sacrifice your body and health too much on the way of overcoming your limits. If you die, you cannot do anything anymore.
That's a great point, Anna. Like if you die or you get seriously injured, like what was the point of it? Like you can't overcome your limits if you're in a wheelchair.
Or at worst, you break your back, you're paralyzed.
Yes, you're paralyzed. Yeah, like it's like it's all about moderation and everything. So.
Anyway, we got one more fight to talk.
That big of a risk in mixed martial arts. I mean, compared to other sports like freaking the X Games that they just had in even the Olympics, the Summer Olympics in Japan. Those crazy the sports like the skateboarding and all that stuff. I mean, dude, those guys.
But that was an observer sport. That was not a medal sport though.
No, that was an Olympic sport, bro. It was
an observer sport though. Like you couldn't win a gold medal for it. I don't think.
No, yes, you could. They did. They had BMX.
Am I tripping? It's been so long since the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
Andrew, is it true that was 10 years ago? 2020 was 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anybody in the chat who watched the Tokyo Olympics for skateboarding, could you actually win a medal? I thought it was just an observer sport, like how I don't know.
While Babu or CJ or Anna, if anyone could tell us about that, JayWolf, can you tell us about this tournament quarterfinal main event?
Yes.
AJ McKee and Patrick. This is Patricky, right? Or is this Patricio?
Yes, this is Patricky. This is the older brother, the heavier brother, lightweight brother of Patricio Pitbull, pound for pound Pitbull, the featherweight brother, the Bellator GOAT.
Actually, before you go on, JayWolf, Tsar, can you tell the difference between these two? Because I still can't.
Can you put a picture up between them?
Okay, so that's a bad picture.
That's
Patricky.
When I can recognize Patricky because he didn't have a beard for a while. Patricio was the one that had a beard. So this is Patricio.
Okay,
Patricio and Patricky.
The only difference I would see is like Patricky has tattoos and Patricio doesn't.
Look at this.
Oh damn.
Okay, so on the right.
Patricio shorter? He looks shorter.
Yes. Patricio is shorter and smaller in the lighter weight class.
He doesn't have tattoos either.
Yep, and Patricky is the older.
Differentiate them because Patricio don't have no tattoos.
And I think he's the younger brother too, if I'm not mistaken. I think Patricky is the older brother.
I can't tell. They look the same age.
They're definitely brothers though.
And
there's a picture brothers. Of Shota Umino for everybody.
They might even be twins. Even though they're born separate, they look like twins.
For breaking into a Rizin stream.
I was watching the G1. I don't want to play that because then I'll get.
What do tabs say?
Side will eat me alive.
What do your tabs say up there? Let's quick. So everybody see what Drew's tabs say.
G1 climax. Andrew was watching some
okay,
G1.
so JayWolf, the one on the right is the one on the left is facing AJ, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
the taller, bigger brother.
Right, yes.
The one. This one right here. That
Patricky is the
Tattoo,
one
yes.
with the tattoos. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Good,
That's how you
good.
gotta
The
tell.
lightweight brother, the one that's a lightweight, older brother. That's
Also,
the heavier weight division fighter.
Sucks that they're both called Pitbull. Why can't one be called like Big Pitbull or Little
'Cause they're the
Pitbull, like
Pitbull, bro.
Little
like
Nog and
Big
Big
Nog
Nog?
and Little Nog. Yeah.
No, they're the
Why-
Pitbull brothers, and they're both right around the same weight class. It'd be different if one of them was like a heavyweight and the other one was a lightweight.
No,
Then you could
Garrett,
have-
Well, but
Little
you can still
Nog-
call him
Big
Little
Pitbull, Little
Pitbull or
Pitbull.
Big Pitbull. Just be
Yeah.
anything.
No,
Yeah.
dude, it's easy to tell them apart. One's Patricky, one's Patricio. One's a pound for pound great. The other
Apparently
is
not, JayWolf,
just a great fighter.
Because Andrew literally had to go on Google and look the difference.
And even Tsar
That's what
agreed with me.
That's what you're doing a little bit of
Yeah.
trolling here. You're just doing a little bit of trolling.
No,
you know who the
they're
difference
definitely
is.
brothers. Like if I could tell them the difference because but it's hard to tell the difference because they're not standing next to each other all the time. So I would just say the tattoo on the arm and the shoulder.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very,
and
but
the
it's very
beard.
hard to see it. It's very hard to see a tat. No, the beard. Listen, if one of them shaves, because I know that Patricky was unshaven for a long time, then for some crazy reason decides to grow a beard, and then Patricio always kept the beard for whatever reason. So,
Yeah.
So this is Patricky. Patricio already fought AJ McKee twice. I know that, and 1-1, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
Patri-
JayWolf, sorry, go
Patricio-
on.
He lost to AJ McKee, beat him in the Grand Prix final, and then Patricio got that win back and defeated AJ McKee, and then AJ McKee moved up to lightweight. So, and Patricky Pitbull was on a great run, including in the Epic Rizin Fighting Federation, and had a great win over Luis Killer Gustavo, and then lost to Tofik Musayev in the final. And then the only other loss was that was a cut stoppage to Peter Queally. That wasn't a real loss. And as you can see, he avenged that loss. And then he went on to face Usman Nurmagomedov for the championship, and just barely. Usman is Usman, okay? It was Nurmagomedov. So, but it wasn't. It was look, it was a good fight. And now this is a great test for AJ McKee. I cannot wait to see, because AJ McKee, what a great fighter. That New Year's Eve collaboration mega event that he was on, where he just put a sensational performance against Satoshi Souza. Like I was telling Teep and Jay Krish on the show earlier, it was the first one to land or to even throw a soccer kick and flying stomp on Showtime. Very, very just historic. And that's why I like to call him the Black Samurai, because Afro Samurai is already taken by Mansour Barnawi. So I'm going to call AJ McKee the Black Samurai. See, there he is in his samurai gear, everything. So you can have more than one nickname. His official nickname is the Mercenary, but I'm going to call him the Black Samurai. I'm just looking forward to him. This is this is only like his second, or no, I think it's his third bout at lightweight. Yeah, I think so. Third bout lightweight, because I think he got Spike Carlisle, Satoshi Souza, and now this is his third bout at flyweight. So this is Patricky's a former Bellator lightweight champion. So it's going to be a great test. I mean, Satoshi Souza to me was a even better test, because Satoshi Souza, just grappling phenom, one of the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighters in the game, and AJ McKee, just sensational performance against him. So I'm looking for another stellar performance of AJ McKee against the former Bellator champion. And yes, Drew, this is the older brother and the bigger brother of Patricio Pitbull, which is the great Patricio pound Pitbull, featherweight champion, arguably Bellator GOAT, all that good. It's the one that knocked out Michael Chandler as revenge for Chandler knocking out Patricky.
Oh, this is wait, hold on. Oh, okay, so Patricky, so this guy got knocked out by Chandler.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Patricky got knocked out by Chandler, and then Patricio avenged him by knocking out Chandler viciously, putting him face down, ass up, fair and square. All the UFC fanboy dinglings cry about it because he woke up on the ground. But still, he was face down, ass up, fair and square, forced the referee to come in and stop the fight. You can't. Haters gonna hate. Patricio beat UFC superstar Michael Chandler fair and square. So suck on that, haters. But anyways,
we got some comments though, Jay.
Let's hear 'em.
CJ says they didn't have random skateboarding. Babu Jack says Japan won a few medals in skateboarding. He thinks.
Oh, see, told you. They also BMX medals.
Babu Jack
break
says
your back on those.
Babu Jack says Patricky Corgi. Did I miss something? Patricky Corgi? Did you say that by accident, JayWolf? Patricky Corgi?
Patricky Corgi, I don't know. If I did, that was a mistake. What's a corgi? Is that those little dogs?
Yes, those are the little teeny dogs with the short ass
No,
legs.
he's making a joke. He's saying that instead of calling them pit bulls, call them corgis.
Oh, okay, I got you. Patricky Corgi. Okay. Anna says Patricky and Patricio, pretty hard to tell which is which. Are they twins? Yes, they are. They are very much twins.
Yes, yeah, no, definitely. They're twins. We don't know if they were actual twins, but they look like it.
CJ says JayWolf thinking they're easy to tell apart might be crazier than him wanting Congo and Rizin.
Hey, Congo would be a great fight for Sudario. What are you talking about?
No, we would not. Stop it. I'm moving on. Babu Jack says that we have a problem, that there's the same problem with the Ibata brothers. Yeah, Rui and I'm forgetting his brother. Rui and I'm forgetting the one who took on tension. I think was it Rui who took on tension? I can't remember.
Here, you want me to look it up?
Oh yeah, and also CJ says that Pitbull should no longer be used as a nickname. I do feel like I'm hearing a lot of fighters are using the nickname Pitbull or some variation.
Yeah, it's kind of a generic name.
Hey, what's wrong with it? I love that. It's a great nickname.
Not if everybody has them. JayWolf.
Okay, but still, I mean, it's a great nickname. It's an American breed of dog. Everything.
Falling Star has a question. I'll throw it to you first, CJ. It's not CJ. JayWolf. Curious. What do you think? What do you think about how Sakaki Ball will learn after working with Floyd Mayweather for many years? Mayweather is one of the best businessmen in the world. I would not agree with that. Owning hotels, skyscrapers, gyms. Falling Star. I know where who told you that, but there is. It might be the complete opposite that he's a good businessman. He's great at getting money from people, but I don't know if I would never hire as an accountant. But what do you think about that? What do you think that Sakaki Bowers working with Floyd Mayweather, JayWolf?
Oh, I love it. I mean, it helps bring brand awareness. If you remember when the first exhibition bout with Floyd Mayweather was with Tenshin Nasukawa, and that was Rizin 20, and that was also one of the first collaboration bouts, or at least one of the most high-profile collaboration bouts with Gucci 2 belts and Darian Caldwell on that card as well. So I think that it just elevates the brand. I love trolling you, Drew, with the Mayweather stuff and Pacquiao stuff. Yeah. And I'm only half trolling about them building into a May Pac 2 event. I mean, I could see that happening by next year, maybe if Pacquiao is going to be fighting again against Bukaw, and that's going to kickstart his late career resurgence, they could easily be building. Mayweather's still doing exhibitions, so they could build into a super fight rematch, and imagine that in epic Rizin ring.
Cut his mic. I don't know how to cut your mic.
No, but you know what? If they do cost too much money, I would rather the money, instead of being spent on Mayweather, I would much rather be spent on bringing in international fighters, signing away some Bellator fighters, stuff like that.
Okay, Tsar, what do you think Sakaki Bara, if anything, has learned from working with Floyd Mayweather?
Nothing. He's going to do it again.
Yeah, exactly. I hope he learned not to work with Floyd Mayweather. That's why I hope he learned. But he hasn't. I know, unfortunately. Falling Star also says, he said that Floyd Mayweather himself shows these business ventures on his Instagram and talks about them. Falling Star, I want to tell you something.
Mayweather doesn't matter to anybody in Japan, though.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather is a liar. He's a known liar, and CJ says how to read. No, he taught
no. You can't even give him that credit. That was 50 Cent who taught Floyd Mayweather how to read.
Yeah, I want to tell you something. Floyd Mayweather, at least in America, is a known liar. He's a known bragger. He's a known exaggerator. It was cute at first, but it's like now it's kind of like an old man who who says he has all these things. He might have investments in them, but as far as I know, it's not like Donald Trump. Like Donald Trump legitimately owns hotels under his name. I think still, maybe, I don't know. Or at least he did. There is, as far as I know, JayWolf, if you're on the West Coast, is there any Floyd Mayweather? Do you think Floyd Mayweather does he have anything in the West Coast that you know of?
He might have something in LA. Like
he has his own gym. That I know. I know he has a gym.
That'd be about it. That all I'm thinking.
Look, he's just a part. He has a management company called the Money Team. Only suckers are stupid enough to join the Money Team. Look,
thank God Tension didn't.
About Floyd Mayweather. His most entertaining fight I ever saw, and I say fights in quotation marks, was that damn fight with Big Show he had at WrestleMania. Okay, that was
yeah, when WWE or WWF.
Wait, listen to this, gentleman. Todd Atkins, good friend Todd Atkins of the Todd Atkins Show, who broke the initial PFL buying Bellator story that he should absolutely get all the credit for.
Made Ariel Helwani butthurt about it too. That he got outscooped by Todd Atkins.
He says he may have some news about Mayweather not too long from now, and he says that he's gonna break Floyd's next fight in Rizin before Rizin does. Well, I'm very sad to hear that. I'm very sad to hear that.
He's like, damn, Floyd and Rizin.
You knew it was coming, Drew. Come on. You knew they had some big returns from the Floyd exhibitions before. They even got it on American pay-per-view again because of Floyd.
All the numbers.
They didn't have the second half of the Rizin portion on American pay-per-view. They only had the first Super Rizin on there, but still putting the Super Rizin brand on American pay-per-view because of Floyd Mayweather. So I mean, that's what they're thinking, Drew.
Rizin was already on pay-per-view before that. One of their
American television pay-per-view, not direct TV.
No. They were on pay-per-view before. The Crow Cop TK fight show was on American pay-per-view here.
Oh, was it? Okay, well, I guess never mind then. But
CJ says next fight Mayweather versus all his baby mamas. Babu Jackson.
Yeah. What do you want a 32-man one-night Grand Prix for that?
I got a perfect fight. Floyd Mayweather versus NBA YoungBoy over the custody of his daughter.
Babu Jack says Floyd versus Japanese geography. CJ says Floyd versus a clock. Actually, you know what? Here's the only fight
Floyd
I will
versus a Harry Potter book.
I will only say this. The only fight I will watch is Floyd versus Flower Guy. That is the only fight I will watch.
The flower guy that famously threw the flowers at Floyd's feet because he was late and he wanted. And so it ended up being a controversial thing, I guess. Barra had to apologize, but I thought it was hilarious, and I already knew the reason why he did it because Floyd had shown up to the arena late. So the guy that was giving him the flowers, it was like, man, screw you. Pick those up off the ground, Floyd. I just thought that was so funny.
JayWolf, going back to McKee, Patricky.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Tell us who you think is going to win and like who will advance to the next.
AJ McKee. AJ, the mercenary black samurai McKee, because he's just too good of a fighter. And even at lightweight, he's just, he has still looked fantastic. But Tricky is a former champion, and he's also a great fighter. But I just think it's AJ McKee's time AJ McKee is in his prime, and I think Patricky is like in the twilight or out of his prime, basically. So I'm pretty sure. And like I said, AJ McKee coming off that sensational performance, the New Year's Eve collaboration mega event, and he's going to look to build upon that performance and put on another sensational performance for this summer blockbuster collaboration mega event. Hopefully the first of two.
Tsar, I'm pretty sure you're both familiar with these guys. You haven't taken this fight?
Ask the question again. Sorry, I was gonna.
Oh, sorry. No. Do you ever taken this fight? Because I'm pretty sure you're pretty familiar with both these. With Pitbull #2 and little wrestling reference there and AJ McKee.
I got McKee. Like McKee in Japan seems like he's in his element. Like even though it's not Rizin rules this time, I think when he's in Japan, he's just in a different mode. So I got him winning.
Yeah, I think. Listen, AJ McKee. From the beginning, I always knew he was a special fighter. Him and Patrick Mix. Babu Jack says Mayweather versus a Love Hotel credit card.
Hold on.
That's how Mayweather goes broke.
They have credit card readers. I thought those establishments were like cash only. Like
no. A lot of those are because they don't want you like interacting. They don't want to be interacting with people, so a lot of those. Don't ask me how I know this, but a lot of the.
How many did you visit, Drew, when you went there? Don't lie.
No, zero. It's zero. But a lot of times you need just a credit card.
At least one.
No. I went to
zero. You didn't get a shiatsu massage either? Oh, no. Come on, Drew.
Anyway,
you don't have to admit it on the air. Just tell us in the Discord chat later.
Yes.
We'll keep it on the low.
I don't want to get.
No, that's the like. It's weird because like it's weird to me that they advertise those hotels as a place like you could just like take prostitutes or whatever to fuck. Like they have similar hotels in South Korea, like, but they're just like known as like hotels that they're really kind of shady. But you just go there to fuck. Like it's just like, but they advertise it in Japan, so it's wild.
Anyway, I think we're all in agreement. This is AJ McKee's gonna win probably, and also I think he's my favorite to win this tournament if it ever finishes.
I think so as well.
Do you think it'll finish? Or is it, if the buyout rumors happen, you think they'll stop it before then?
Knowing Bellator's luck, maybe not. Who knows? Listen, knowing Bellator's luck, AJ McKee will get injured before the finals, and they have to sub in Patricio to take on Usman again.
No, you think they'd sub in Patricky? I think they'll have at least an alternate. Hopefully, hopefully they learned a lesson from the last time when they
do alternates. They do alternates. I'll give Bellator credit for that. Unlike Rizin.
No, Rizin does alternates too. They just didn't last time for some reason during the women's atomweight Grand Prix. I don't know why.
They didn't have one during the bantamweight one either.
Oh, they didn't. Okay, well that was only two, but all the other
second bantamweight one. First one, I think they did.
Yes, they did. They had it for all of them except for those two. Then. So.
Anyway, JayWolf, which is the fight you're looking forward to the most on this 5-fight card?
Oh, that's a tough one. What did I say last night? I said AJ McKee. People, I want to pick the inaugural flyweight championship between Kyoji Horiguchi and Mikoto Shinryu, because it's huge news that they're creating a new division in both companies, not just Bellator. Also, the Epic Rizin is creating a flyweight division as well. That's why I'm hoping, because they're going to need fighters in both companies' divisions. Bellator, they need at least 10 guys for the rankings, and they could sign them, but I'm seriously hoping, and glass half full, eternal optimism, it's going to happen at the September 24th Rizin 44. It's going to be the opening round of a flyweight Grand Prix to help Bellator and Rizin fill out the ranks at flyweight, and it's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait. So that is the one that I'm picking. Generational matchup. I think Kyoji's got this. He's still got it. Just one of the best Japanese fighters of this generation, and still got it. So, and Shinryu's the younger up and coming rising star. So even if he loses this, he'll still get a lesson from that and come back stronger in the future. So, but that one is just going to be a banger. I love how they're opening a new division. It just, which hopefully leads to a flyweight Grand Prix, a huge international flyweight Grand Prix. We got
to wrap up. So I'm going to go right to you, Tsar. Which fight are you looking forward to the most?
The Horiguchi fight.
Agree. That is the fight I am looking forward to the most, and I think it will probably be the best fight on this card, in my personal opinion. With that being said, Tsar, I mean, where can people reach you? Where can people, I don't know, do whatever, right. Or if you want, I don't know,
y'all can find me on Discord. You can find me at the We Are Rizin Discord channel, doing some trolling, doing some shit talking.
What about Beyond Kick? Aren't you on Beyond Kick too, or no?
No, I'm not on Beyond Kick. I've never. I heard that's a different level over there. Like that's a, it's a different level. I might have to join just to see how fucking wild it gets over there. No, but
sorry, go ahead.
Nah, you could just find me on Discord, Tsar Boris. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
JayWolf?
Yes, I'm also on the Discord. It's the Epic Rizin Discord. I love that channel. Fantastic channel, fantastic people, as you see from Tsar, a bunch of others that like King Silo and all of them, and Babu Jack, who was even though he's a hater, a troller, he's still a lot of fun to talk to, knows his stuff in Japan. CJ's in there. Yup, that guy, hilarious. Yabdin is in there. A bunch of other the Epic Rizin fam is in there, and also some Beyond Kick guys are in there as well, like Ichi, all them. It's really a lot of fun. I highly recommend joining it. Also on Twitter, of course, you can follow me at JayWolf1. It's misspelled on purpose. That's how you know it's me from way back in the day when I also misspelled on the Yahoo boards, because there was I didn't want to be JayWolf, 1,000 different numbers. So I just misspelled it. So that way, when you search my name, just press JAYY. That'll bring up me. I'm the only one that misspells it like that. Then also check us out on the We Are Rising podcast here. We did one last night on the Epic Rising portion. Also on Teep to the Junks YouTube channel, we did Bellator, and we do the previews and review shows. The Bellator, that's on Teep's Random Acoustic Thoughts channel, where he also does a bunch of boxing content as well. Fantastic. And we do the ridiculously long recaps and the inordinately long preview. We just did one for this show as well. We're going to have one for the ridiculously long recap the week after the show. Also, I don't know if the We Are Rising podcast is going to have a review show later. If they want me back for that, I'll happily be back for that as well. Even if not, though, you should definitely check that out. Fantastic podcast. And I would love to come back for, if not for the 924 Rising 44 event, for the Landmark 6 event, the next Cage event. You know, and either one or both would be fantastic. I could do it. You know me, I can talk for hours about this stuff. I just love it. I love this community. Thank you so much for the kind tweets, Drew. And you know, talking about how you love me talking about the Superior Rule Set. Well, I love to talk about the Superior Rule Set with you guys. I love you guys. I love all the fans, the Rising fam, everybody, the whole Epic Rising fam on both Twitter and Discord and everywhere. Just love you guys. It's so much fun.
Jay, unfortunately we gotta wrap up.
Okay, here. Let me play the voice. Jay Krish sent me a link to that Lenny Hart outro where she says "We Are Rising," and I played perfectly on the phone.
Okay, so before you do that, you can get this the Bellator Rising, X Rising, whatever on Showtime.
Yeah, Bellator Times in the United States. Yes, I can do it real quick, Drew. Bellator Times Rising, 11 p.m. Eastern on Showtime. 8 p.m. Pacific on Showtime. Immediately following that, switch over to Fight TV at 12 midnight Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Mountain Time. What's going to be the Epic Rising, Super Rising 2 event on Fight TV. How about that, Drew?
Beautiful. Now play that. Outro now? Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, here we go. The only way to end this is pride never die. Pride is rising. And as the GOAT Lenny Hart says, how about that? Did that come through okay?